Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing on with our ongoing campaign playing Pathfinder, or Paizo's Pathfinder 2nd Edition, set in Greg Gillespie's very cool, old-school setting, Barrowmaze Complete. And with me today, to venture into the Barrowmaze, are the stars of the Back in the Barrowmaze campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. First up is George.
Hey, I'm George. I'm playing Bargo the Infamous, and I know there's a warrant out for his arrest, but I swear I have no idea what it's about. It's just a giant mistake.
One of the things I picked up today, too, George, was this old...
yeah, I didn't know what that was from.
Joswan's Almanac. It's basically, they used to put up these things for basic, right? There's the Poor Wizard's Almanac.
Yep.
This was effectively the last version of it too, and it just so happened to have a wanted thing about Bargle in it.
That's really funny.
And next up is Jeffrey.
Everybody, I'm Jeff, and I am playing Badonk Bentbucket, the lucky acrobat monk goblin. And tonight, I'm going to be enjoying some Redbreast Lestau edition.
Ooh,
Nice.
And next up, dressed in his medium armor, is Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'm playing West Littlefoot, Halfling Ranger. He doesn't wear chainmail, but I do, and I make it, so I'm going to wear it. And tonight we'll be drinking a little bit of Bullet Bourbon 10-year, and shooting things.
And Dave also, it's worth noting, Dave is blowing off a con in order to play tonight too. So
there's a writing convention in my hometown tonight, and yes, I could be there, but I'm no.
That's
Awesome.
And last but not least is Arlen Walker.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I am playing Sir Yvain. He is, I don't know if he's the slowest, but he's definitely the noisiest of the group. And, but that's okay, because he's going to do all the tanking when we get into a fight, because they found him because Sir Yvain is so noisy in his half-plate.
Yeah. So where will, let's see here. So the last couple of sessions have seen our heroes in the dead of winter in the Barrowmoor. And... two different expeditions ventured out into the snow because the town like hunter or ranger or whatever, he was set upon with his eldest son by some kind of creature, and the Hendon, the father, dragged himself back near the edge of death, back into town, and our heroes were summoned by the local town priest, Brother Othar, of the Church of St. Yig, and they ventured out. First one party, then a second one following shortly behind. Our heroes, in the course of following this trail through the snowy moor, they made their way out to this ruined cathedral where they successfully recovered the injured boy. While fighting off a hordes of undead that had been collecting there. And where we pick up now is last session saw our heroes making a mad dash, trying to make it back and to Helix, to their hometown, or the place they're calling their home right now, and to try and get there before they are overtaken by their pursuers. But what happened last session at the very end, after making their way through the Barrowmaze in the dark, now that the sun has set, they heard the sound of undead hounds at their heels, and those things set upon them. We pick up our session tonight as the last of them falls. You can hear, guys, there are more of them barking in the background, off in the darkness. You are still being pursued, and you can hear now above you. You cannot see it because of the mist, but you can hear the screeching of bats as well, and it does sound like they are encircling you. So let's do a refresher. We've been doing we're back into exploration mode right now. And, I guess since we're back into exploration mode, you guys will have an opportunity to bind wounds if you want to treat wounds.
So I can use my natural medicine.
Yeah. And then if you can give me a good description of what you can find here, too, you can get a bonus to that as well.
Okay. Who all got wounded?
Looks. I mean,
Are we allowed to treat wounds again if we haven't been wounded? I thought you could only treat up to what you had been hurt by.
Because I don't think anybody actually got hurt in that last skirmish.
I don't think so either.
Oh, no one got hurt?
No.
Oh, then you guys are hooped.
Some of those guys are carrying wounds from before we met, and I'd already used this on Sir Yvain.
Let me see here. I wonder if... sure, treat wounds. The target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds for 1 hour. Let's see here. No, I think you can do it again. I mean, I don't see anything in the rules here that says you can't do it in the day. It says you spend 10 minutes treating one living thing. The target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds actions for 1 hour. But this interval overlaps with the time you spent treating, so the patient can be treated once per hour, not once per 70 minutes. You guys have been going for more than an hour, so if you do want to take another 10 minutes to treat wounds again, I'm fine with that.
And can I do it to more than one person?
Yep, absolutely. It takes you 10 minutes for each person is all. So I guess...
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Longer I do that, the more chances there are of, wandering scorpion man.
Well, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a +1 bonus for every 10 minutes that you guys take where you're not just moving. So they get a +1 bonus to catch up to you. And George, to let you know where we are in this, so we're into stage 4 of this thing. You're in your last leg of trying to get back to Helix. Each stage, what you guys are going to do is someone is going to be making a primary skill roll. And the person who's making that roll is going to be rolling either survival, whether they're going over land, like you guys can bushwhack and try and make your way through the bushes to make it harder to follow you, but then the fortitude save that you all have to make to avoid getting exhausted, that will get harder. Or you can just go, run pell-mell and try and stay to the path, or you can do something called double back. And the person who takes the lead on that has to use stealth, and that's you basically putting distance between you and your pursuers. Right now, your pursuers are a 0, which means right now they are for sure going to catch up to you at least one more time. Unless they get a critical failure on their check, or unless they you guys use the double back thing. Anyone who is not making that primary roll has a couple different options to do. You can use skills to try and assist with the central skill check. You can keep an eye out and drive down the random encounter check I'm going to make. Because I'm going to make a random encounter check that's been progressively getting higher as the night's been getting longer. And each time someone does that to keep their eye out to search, it drives it down by 2. You also have to make a fortitude save, and you can use, and then at the end of that as well, I'm going to make a pursuit check. So you can also use your skills to try and throw off the pursuers. And Bargle hasn't, this isn't applicable for Bargle, but for the guys who have been making rolls in the previous stages, if you switch skills you're using during the stage, then you get a hero point.
Right, yes, right. I have a question, actually. Could I took a new cantrip with my feet that gave me an extra one, which was Tanglefoot.
Mm-hmm.
Basically makes a vine come out and tries to tangle people's feet.
Yep.
So it's a cantrip, obviously, it's at will. Are these creatures in sight?
You've asked a very good question. No, they're not in sight. If it's in sight, it's going to go into encounter mode.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
But you did make a good. Where's it here? Because there was a comment about casting repeat a spell. So one of the options, I'm on page 480 of the core rulebook. It must be something you can cast in 2 actions or fewer. But the thing is that you will you have to move at half speed, and then if you use it too much, I can say that you get fatigued because of the constant casting of the spell over and over again.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And two of the folks were fatigued, weren't we?
Yep. Yep. Sir Yvain is fatigued, and then I think it's
Badonk is
Ruka. Is it Badonk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you guys can also try and make camp, but the difficulty there is that, you might get found in your camp, and also when you do break camp, they'll be at a 0 range. They'll be surrounding and trying to search for you.
Yep.
So, what are we going to do for the last stage here, guys? I guess, first off, do you want to treat wounds? Do you want to take that 10 minutes and just give me a +1 to the Pursuer's check? I can tell you what's happening on the Pursuer's Edge is there's 3 or more waves of these things. So as they encounter you, you're hitting the first one, then there's going to be a next one, then there's going to be whatever as the big bad is getting in on you.
As ye old Nazgul drives minions forward.
Exactly. So, what do we think, guys?
So, what do you get?
Let's keep going.
Yeah, so Badonk and Sir Yvain unfortunately cannot assist with this one.
Okay.
So it'll be down to Wes and Bargle. I'll let.
We need one of our tanks to be in shape. Like you guys are both wounded.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I can't remember, what is the rule for trying to remove fatigue from somebody? Is that a rule?
Nope. You need to actually rest. You need to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you need to take a rest. It's fatigue
Cool.
is pretty. I think it's it gives you a -1 AC, -1 to your saves as well.
Mm.
But I mean, the thing that I think is coolest is that it prevents you from taking actions during the exploration mode. That totally makes sense. Narratively, why you get that consequence.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's not just like, well, you're a little tired.
Yeah.
Anyway, do what you're doing.
Exactly.
Wes is willing to. He's already grabbed some herbs last time. He's got everything he needs, Sir Yvain. It's just going to take me some time to mash this up to a pulp and make it into a paste, and it could help either your wounds or Badonk. So you guys tell me, do you want me to spend the time?
Badonk doesn't want to spend time. He wants to go.
I think then let's go.
Okay. So what's the... Yeah, so you guys we can picture you're standing there, the shattered remains and torn, bits of your adversaries there. You're all panting. Some of you are still, I think you're looking pretty haggard, pretty white-faced, both Sir Yvain and Badonk. And Badonk, you are normally quite quick and quite, nimble, and you're able to dunk through the snow. But I think what's happened is you've just been running full tilt, trying to distract them with fake tracks, and then climbing through the trees and throwing at those bats. That's probably narratively what's happened to you.
Well, he got fatigued on the round that he was trying to carry the boy.
Oh right, yeah. Oh. So we have Buka and we have Werbin, who are NPCs for today. Why don't we have Buka accompany Tamsin, and then Werbin can assist with one of the tasks as well. Or why don't you guys tell me what you think Werbin's going to do? Because he's a druid, and his spells he's pretty much exhausted now. He's used pest form. He used a bunch in that fight, and then he used enlarge twice in the matter of this trip. So all his second level spells are gone. So what do you guys? He's got some cantrips left, but
I think Werbin had strong survival. He could maybe help Wes with navigating the way back.
Sure.
Or doing assistance or something.
Yep, absolutely. He can help keep an eye out for stuff. So let's see what old Werb gets for his survival. Boom. So that's a 15. That is actually good enough. He's pretty exhausted as well too, but he's still able to contribute. So he'll get a +1 to your survival roll. Bargle, you're really the only other one who can take an action here. What are you thinking?
I wanted to do avoid. I was going to ask you about this. Sorry,
Yep.
I just lost the page. 80.
Exploration is on
Basically
page.
stealth, basically.
Which one? Sorry.
I was going to use stealth, basically, to avoid notice.
Yeah. So Avoid Notice would work for you.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Right, but it wouldn't necessarily work for everybody.
Well, actually, no. He thinks about it for a second.
Well, because I mean, if I see.
Yeah.
Like if he was an, I mean, that's being said, if he was an expert in stealth, then he could benefit everyone, because that's the follow the expert action, right?
He is not. He is only trained.
Right. And this is one thing we'll reiterate. You may have heard this before too, but like one of the things that I do really like about this mode and this particular, the setup for the skills is if you can come up with a neat narration for what you kind of want to do, we can look at the skills and try to figure out what it would be.
Cool. Okay. Is there a way? I can't remember. Sorry, I'm trying to track all the systems that we're using. Assisting. Is that just follow the expert now?
That's what you're... No. Assisting is you got to give me a narrative reason for how you're assisting. So it could be that, like, what Werbin is doing is, because he's trained in survival, he's helping with the overland navigation with Wes. He's providing a second set of eyes to remind him where you're going correctly. And then when he made a skill check, he succeeded, so he gained Wes a +1. You could also try and do something to make the pursuers, make it harder for them to catch up to you. You could do something to try and help Wes out. You can...
There's also the spotting one to keep the random encounter chart down.
Yes, you could just keep an eye out.
I'm good at... Actually, my perception's not terrible.
That one you don't even have to roll for, because all you're doing is pushing down the chance of a random encounter down by 2. It's a flat check.
Okay, that's great. Is that random encounter? Is that part of the system that you created, or is that something?
Part of the thing that. So what it is, it's a flat check. So it starts at a certain amount. For this one, it goes from 6 up to 12. But then for every one of you guys that's keeping an eye out, you get to push it down by 2.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, he definitely would be doing that. I mean, just character-wise, like he's constantly worried about being attacked. So
Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay. So then, Wes, I guess you got a +1 on your survival check. Nice! Success! Okay. So then, the next thing I need then is for everybody to give me a fortitude save, and Sir Yvain and Badonk, you're getting -1 to yours.
Oh, you get more fatigued?
Yes, you get more. What you start doing is taking damage.
Oh, is it a track?
Fortitude?
No. It's just like damage.
It's just damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a hero point to reroll that 10.
10, yeah, good
nice.
call.
Do we know what the DC was?
For the DC for this, it's gone up from what it was. So Sir Yvain, you're good. Badonk is good, even with a penalty. Bargle, that's gonna... Oh, no, you don't have a penalty. You're not fatigued. You're fine.
No, yes. Okay, good.
Wes is fine as well. Okay, so you guys are... What does it look like, guys, as you're making your way across? You're racing through the Barrowmoor, trudging through this thick snow, following along the route you followed before.
I think I'm getting cut up by those frozen cattails you mentioned that are sticking up everywhere, and it's kind of slicing through. But I don't care. I'm because if everybody remembers, those were vampires that those little girls, and they bit Tamsin, and Sir Yvain cured him. So I'm afraid to be turned into a vampire. So I'm doubly, actively trying to escape.
Okay. What were the rest of you guys?
Wes is a little concerned over the first attempt that they made with Werbin's help, and they ended up at the broken up ice, and he was like, no, we got turned around, and so he was a little hesitant to get Werbin's help, but this time it seems that him and Werbin are using the right landmarks to point them in the right path, and Wes is almost hyper now. He's running around, and he's trying to encourage the fatigued guys on, and he's like, come on, go this way, no, go follow the path up there, head to that tree there, and see that one with the broken branch, go, and he's trying to usher people around, running back and forth to the front, to the back.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. What about Sir Yvain and Badonk? What are we seeing with them?
I mean, Badonk is just rushing as fast as he can. He is, like you say, he's exhausted, and this is not going well, and so he is just focused on not slipping on the ice, not falling in any water or any danger, and just getting through this.
Okay.
He's very focused.
And what about Sir Yvain?
I think Sir Yvain, we can see as he's getting fatigued, he's kind of gradually leaving a thicker and heavier trail, and he's making more and more noise as he's kind of less efficient in his movements, but he's still kind of trudging along and pushing through the snow, and probably even doing his best to create a trail for the guys behind him, since he's, I'm pretty sure, the biggest guy here, and like half of our party are small ones, so you know.
Well, and he's this is likely the first. I mean, this is the first time he's been into the Barrow Moor itself, and this is probably the most like rough travel that he's done, maybe ever.
Maybe ever, and it wasn't even that long. Like for the character, it was only a couple hours ago that he was in the water itself, so that probably sapped the strength quite a bit.
Oh, totally. Yeah, he's got a chill in him, and with the frozen, the ice fog coming up, he's got a chill that he just cannot shake. No matter how fast he's going, the more he sweats, the more it just leaches the heat off of him. Okay, so then let's make this check. So I helpfully got out the oversized D20 for the random encounter check. So we've had one person keeping watch, so it has been pushed down. Hi, Darwin. I saw he made a cameo.
Quick one. And his assistant.
And his assistant, yes. I can. Oh. So with the assistance of Bargle's paranoia, you have pushed down the target number to a 10. So it's 50-50 chance, I mean technically it's a 45-55 chance of me rolling a random encounter. And I rolled a 17. No encounter, guys. So it's just your pursuer you have to worry about. So, and as you're running along, you can still hear in the thick fog that surrounds you, you hear the screech of bats. And they say, from coming from over here and coming from over there and ahead of you and behind you. And the paranoia that sets in, I mean, it cannot help you think that these things are communicating to each other. It's not just a matter of them echolocating, it's them telling each other and whoever the master of the hounds was, where you guys were. So, let's make the lowest... stealth check is Sir Yvain with a whopping DC 7 on this. And no one made it more difficult, so let's see what happens.
Kev?
Wow.
Don't we know who the Hound Master is? Haven't we seen him before?
In the film version of this, the viewers have. You guys have not. I mean...
Oh...
No.
Or we were told about him? Why do I think I've seen a picture of him?
You saw... I mean, there was a skeletal champion you fought, but Sir Yvain defeated him. Do you mean...
Right, no, but there was like a Hound Master guy. I thought I don't know. It just seems familiar to me.
There's this
Unless
guy.
it was in a different game.
Are you thinking the crazy druid that...
No, it's a guy on a horse.
Oh, really?
No, that might be from our Shadow Demon Lord game.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, the Shadow Demon Lord had those hellhounds. Remember, you made your getaway in your car.
Right.
Yeah.
I just remember some kind of dangerous.
I do definitely have ticks. Dangerous dogs and undead. It's kind of my wheelhouse. All right, so then it is the so I roll the pursuit check. And they did catch up. So give me a sec here, guys. The difficulty has gone up. And that means that means it's one of their allies who is catching up to you. Okay. Okay. Now, that means my XP budget here for this has gone up again. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, and the level of these things is... Okay. You guys are level 3, yes?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. All right. So, you hear that the flapping of wings overhead, and it sounds even louder than what it is. It sounds like a canvas tent caught in a hurricane. And what you see land... Let me see here. So the jukebox.
Jukebox hero.
Nice. Good reference. Silly Squire? Is it Billy Squire?
Well, we can't, break copyright and have like tunes playing in the background.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we much appreciate it. We don't have a copyright strike on that.
I think you just kind of bouncing like to the beat is good enough.
Yeah.
We all get it.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You don't want that, trust me.
Okay. So what lands? Let me just set it out into the proper distance here. Here we go. We'll move them around. Boom. And boom. Let me set the sizes of these things. 1, 2, 3. And what these are desiccated... I wonder if these guys would be... Can you see where they are, guys, or are they blending in with the background?
I don't see anything.
Hold up, let me see if I can...
Yeah,
I can see them.
Oh,
You
I
see
see.
them?
Oh,
Okay.
I see. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, let me...
Giant, disgusting bats.
That is it. Let me get... I'll put little red dots on them, or dots on them, so it's a little easier
But
to see.
that's probably what they were doing, blending into the background.
Yeah. That is verisimilitude in
Right.
in our fiction. Okay, so what happens is these things land, and they are basically like the tattered remnants of what once have been some giant bat. And I think what I'll ask you guys to do, I'm assuming you guys say to Werbin and Buka to protect the child, so I'll move them back. Boy, you guys are helpful with your allies. You're just...
We're going to die.
and maybe I'll... Yeah, I think that's the distance. You can only see about 100 feet because of the fog. So let me see, you're 10, 20... Maybe I shall move them back just a scooch. There we go. Boom. Boom. And they're right in your path the way you guys were going. So, what I need you guys to each do is, first off, let me clear the... oh, there's no initiative trackers. Everybody click on your... token, and then so I think that it's likely perception for most people for initiative. No one else was using any other specific skill, right?
I was using survival.
I think it's still perception for you. Oh, you know what? No, let's use survival. That's the whole point of having that mechanic. Yeah, please, you go right ahead. So just switch your initiative to be survival instead, and then click on initiative. Make sure you
I'm
click
gonna
on...
guess you won't let me use academic lore.
No, I absolutely will not.
All right, then I'm gonna do perception.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, so let's see what these things, how they do. All right. Here, I'll use the toxic dice as well, too. That way it's, you're not going to get screwed over just by my lucky dice. All right. Everybody is in there, descending order. So, Wes, you are the first up. Now, you see, again, 3 of these things... They, their faces are completely rotted away. It's mostly bone, and the flapping you heard is likely the wind underneath their massive and tattered wings as they're going. They seem to have landed for effect in their giant, oversized skulls, which are probably about the size of your chest. You see this baleful light burning inside them. And when their mouths open, you can see it burning within as well. West, you are up, and then it is the bats. What are you doing? 3 actions.
West shouts, aim small, miss small. And, oh, is that a movie reference? Sorry. And then he uses Hunt Prey.
Okay, so you take an action to hunt prey. Which, the red one, purple one, blue one, or a blue?
Red one.
Red one, okay.
And then he'll use Hunted Shot.
Nice.
So get 2 shots on that one.
Okay. So go ahead. So first one is no penalty. Second one is minus 3. Whoa! Opening up with a nat 20. Holy smokes. Let me quickly put the... That is the way to do it. All right. So let's see here. Let me add those the bar on here as well too, so you guys can get a sense of what's going on. All right. Oh, I need to make it so you guys can see. Boom. You guys can see the bar now, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna paste. And paste. There we go. All right. Now, so the first shot did hit, which was a crit. So 10 points of damage. Now, the thing is, this thing is a skeleton. So what that means is that the piercing arrow, it goes through, but basically it hits one of its exposed ribs and then kind of ricochets out and then maybe clips another one on the inside. So it doesn't do nearly as much damage as you would have expected. Okay, and then the second shot, it would have been minus 3, is a 23. 23 is not a crit, but it's still a darn good shot. That actually does no... It passes right through its skeletal remains and does no damage.
Oh, gotta change things up here, folks.
Now, I think that was only 2 actions, right? You still have 1 more action. Oh, you're striding back?
I move 30?
You can move, I think, 30 or... I actually can't remember. Should say on your character sheet.
Yep.
Yep, great. All right, so you move back. So then next up is the bats. So the bats are going to take to the air.
Sorry, Bargle.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, well, hopefully the bats don't get you.
Oh, man. So let's see here. First, it starts flapping. Oh, man, Bargle's been left in front. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. Now, hold on, guys. The way you were describing it, Sir Yvain, you were supposed to be up front, right?
Yeah, so why don't we trade places?
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
And then Badonk
No worries.
Can I put you on the side here, Badonk? Just because you've always described you
Yeah.
kind of flanking. Okay. So this one's gonna first. It takes to the air 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it is going to try and. It'll. Yeah, and then it's gonna dive in here. And it lands, and it uses its terrifying charge. So it's going to make a attack against you here as it lands down on you. Nat 20.
Whoa.
So we're starting things off right here. That means you will be taking... I rolled terrible, though, so you only take 16 points of damage from the crit. That could have been a lot worse. So,
Imagine if you rolled well.
Because it hits, it is going to... One sec here. It triggers its ability. It is going to attempt to demoralize you as well. So where is Intimidate here?
I don't think it needs to attempt. I think I might already be demoralized after that hit.
Okay, so demoralize. What is your will DC? Or what is your will bonus?
Is 7.
7? Okay, so your DC is a 17 then.
What is your will to live?
Oh, so he succeeds, does not... you become frightened 1, which means you have -1 to your attacks and skills next round, or until the end of your next round, basically.
Wow.
So this thing screeches in. You can picture, like, your blood runs cold as it and lands in on you, smashing in. Okay, so then the next one will start swooping around. It's going for that kid. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this thing is coming around. Let me rotate him. Come on. There we go. Rah. Can't do anything, but he's landed near where the guys are. And then for you, Badonk, can this thing actually charge? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I can charge you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, so it's just going to get to about here, Badonk. And it is closing in on you. All right.
Was there beeping going on just now, or am I hearing things?
I did hear that.
I heard beeping too. Someone beeping? Do you have something in the oven?
I think it's me.
Okay, just making
It's
sure.
Arlen sometimes likes to beep.
It's
I don't
my
want-
pacemaker.
I don't want to hear anything. I've never heard my carbon monoxide sensor go off, so I'm just like, is that me? Am I going to die here while I'm playing, or am I going to...
Well, you just keep playing, though. I mean, come on. You didn't go to the
Yeah, what else are you
writing
gonna do?
conference.
If you suddenly fall asleep, we'll call 911.
Yeah,
That's right.
dedicated gamer dies during... during
It's probably safer playing this game than just by yourself at home.
Okay, so next up is Badonk. What are you doing? 3 actions.
Oh, okay. How high in the air is this thing? Can I even attempt to reach
It's landed again.
it? Oh, it's landed.
Yeah, it's landed.
Oh,
It's going to try and get you.
Perfect. I use 1 action to take my dog stance, or my wolf stance.
Wolf stance? Yeah. Doesn't that do piercing damage?
Oh, I don't know. Does it say?
It says on your
Oh.
wolf, your attack, under the character tab. I think it's your regular, like your powerful fist does bludgeoning, and your dragon strike does, or dragon tail strike does bludgeoning. Your wolf one, I think, does piercing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's a little P there.
Yeah.
I see that. Okay, then I'll take the dragon stance.
Given that you guys are veterans of the Barrowmaze, I'm assuming that you would have you've learned that harsh lesson. Okay, so so it's 1 action to assume stance. What stance were you dealing with?
The dragon, then.
Dragon stance, okay, and then you have 2 more actions.
Attack.
So, well, remember, you can use Flurry of Blows, which is a 1 action to attack twice.
Oh,
Yeah, it's one of your monk
Yeah.
abilities.
right.
Your normal
Let's see.
multi-attack penalties.
There's no penalty.
There is for the second one. The advantage is it only takes you 1 action.
Oh, I see. The usual multi-attack penalty. Okay.
Yeah, so the first one, that is a hit. It's not great bludgeoning damage, but it does, bam! It does affect it. You're cracking some of the bones that make up this thing's body. If you want to make another one, go ahead. It's -4. No, it's Dragon Tail, so it's -5.
So what does this backswing button do?
The backswing button does nothing. You can
so it's
roll like the
listed
attack. You can roll the attack and the damage separately. Yeah, so that just rolls it separately. But if you click on the whole thing, it rolls both at once. I'd rather.
Oh, I see how it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my goodness! 2 1s on my damage. Seriously.
However, 22 minus 5 is 17 is still good enough to hit. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, so boom, boom. 2 things down. Oh, and by the way, guys, you all get a hero point from your descriptions of your character's passage through the Barrowmaze, this last leg. All right, so then it is... Badonk, you still have 1 more action. Those were your Flurry of Blows. You can make 1 more attack at -10, or you could do something different.
I will move back to defend the party.
Okay. So you're risking to see whether this thing has attacks of opportunity.
Go for it.
Good
Stupid
call.
thing.
It does not. Because as a refresher, it generally is only militaristic or like fighter-like adversaries that will have it. Okay. So then that is it for Badonk. Bargle, what are you doing?
Okay, so I immediately cast shield, so my my shield of hexagons suddenly forms.
Yeah.
And then disappears.
Yeah.
Ready to be used. That was 1 action, and then I'm going to use a 2-action cantrip, which is, I think I'll do Ray of Frost at the one that Badonk just ran away from to try to slow it down a bit.
Sure, yeah.
And do damage.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make your damage.
So there's a slicing of icy death.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Oh, you know what? Because it carried over from the last one. You might need to set up that there's a spell
Okay,
attack
I can do it. Yeah.
on it. Yeah, I think if you click on the cog, it'll open up the thing, and then you just got to click on the attack and click on the
For
damage.
some reason, it's got in the attack, it's got a -1 in that first slot.
Because you have to set it as being trained.
Gotcha.
And then you got to set it to being your. I think it defaults to strength as well too. So you need to default change it to being
Intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah. Alternately, hold on. Did I set it up properly? Let's see here. Bargle.
I'm in it now. I don't see where I change it to.
Okay, so here, let's go to spell
trained.
attack. I'm going to go to spell attack roll first.
Yeah.
I'm going to change it from strength to intelligence. I'm going to change that to trained. So your spell attack roll is now a +9.
Great,
And
that's,
then
that's correct.
in your it is, yeah, because plus it's your level is 3 +2 for being trained +4 for your intelligence.
Yeah.
And then Ray of Frost. Let's see here. We're going to change it to. It is an attack. It uses intelligence. And yeah, and damage is a 2d4 plus your intelligence score.
I think that's right, but let me double check in the book here.
I think it's just in. Let's see if this works this time. Boom! There we go.
Okay.
+4. So the bonus is not calculating correctly here. So hold on here. What are we doing wrong? Frequency is at will. It is an attack. Uses intelligence. What are we doing here? Why is this not listing correctly?
And the damage is 1d4 actually, plus spellcasting ability.
Yeah. So, no, it'll be 2d4.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's
it's heightened to your level. So let's see if this. I'm gonna try closing the character and then open it up again to see if it makes a difference.
I'll close it.
Yeah, because I had to change the spell attack, and I wonder if it was waiting to update that. No, it didn't update correctly. Let's see here. Yeah, it's doing +4. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see.
So
what
for some reason in that first slot, when I'm looking at it for under attack, it says 4, and then it says plus intelligence.
Yeah, and so it's just giving
5 plus intelligence.
Yeah, it should be exactly. So what we can do here is just do
So
this.
we can just do a plus, just add a +1.
Boom. So let's see if this should roll properly now. Boom.
+4 +5. Yeah, that looks right. Right.
It says damage. Plus, no, that's adding plus.
Oh, that's not adding too much.
Adding too much. All right, hold on. A little too much juice.
Yeah, I think we take that first 4 out.
Let's try this here. Yeah, actually, it can't. That one's it's blacked out because that's your intelligence bonus.
Well,
so now it's adding +4 +1, which is the 9, which is what it should be for your.
That's okay.
So whatever, we'll figure out what's going on with this. For those at home, this is the character sheet in Roll20. Is a lot of functionality already, but there's a couple things that seem to be a little bit of work in progress, including the lack of multi-attack penalty. But okay, so why don't we try that again?
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So here's the official one.
Yeah. Nice,
Okay,
21.
Take it.
Oh, but it did not. It did not roll damage for you.
I'll just roll.
Is damage ticked or did it untick again?
It looked unticked to me.
Oh, it was maybe tick on damage again.
I'm gonna just roll in the roller for this one, and then on the next one it'll be calculated.
I'll take a look here.
Man,
Roll
I
20,
did minimal damage.
Roll 20 is trying to kill us.
Yes, apparently.
Okay, let's see here.
That's 4 damage rolls in a row that are 1s.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one works.
Yeah,
There we go.
great.
Okay. All right. So what? You hit. Oh, geez. So here's what you see. As with the last hit as well too, the cold hits, but I mean it seems to do nearly nothing to this thing.
Interesting. even less than expected.
Not
just because I rolled badly.
It's not that you rolled badly. Like, you definitely connected with this thing, but I mean, like, you recognize that this thing is covered in frost already.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Right, so, unfortunately, that does not do much on it. That is it for you. Sir Yvain, what are you doing?
Okay, shield up, 1 action.
Yep.
Smack, next action.
Sounds good.
That's a -1, so that's actually 26.
That's a crit!
Nice.
14 points of slashing damage. So as with the others, that, again, like, you're cutting through some of these things, but because you're sort of, it's hitting loose twigs rather than hitting with a solid trunk, right? Yep. So you're not doing nearly as much as what you would hope to have done. That was your first attack. You still have 1 more action if you want. And if you're curious about using your weapon to do a different kind of damage, it's -2. -2 to hit, and then you can do bludgeoning with the thing instead, if that's what you want.
Oh, well then why don't I do that?
Yeah, so the net will be -7 to your attack roll then.
Just a second when roll 20 comes back, because it's...
It's pausing?
Oh, it says that it's back on one thing, but it's not. Anyway, yeah, Bastard Sword, one-handed. It'll be at -7 from... -8 from this, because -1...
Oh, from Frightened as well, too, yeah.
From Frightened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 13.
Oh, 13 is unfortunately not good enough. Do you want to spend a hero point?
How did I roll? I rolled pretty well. I'm going to save my hero point in case I go down.
Good call. Okay. Then, Wes, what are you doing? We're back up top of the round.
Wes is...
You know what, guys? Give me a sec here. I think I will let Werbin get 1 more heal off on you. So on Werbin, sorry, Wes, I'll let you go in just a sec here. Well, let's let Werbin get a heal off on Sir Yvain, because I imagine that's what he would do. So that's what he has been doing, is keeping you up for a lot of this time as well, right? So let's see what happens here. Boom. So it is the middle one there. He has cast it as a first level spell, so you gain 13 hit points back. And you are within 30 feet, so you can cast that. Yep. So you see, once again, you're flush with this primal power, and you get some hit points back. Now, Wes, sorry, your turn. 3 actions.
Wes needs to switch to his mace.
Okay. So it depends on what you want to do with your... It's a free action to drop something. It is an action to interact with an object. So if you want to, like, carefully put your bow away, that's an action. If you just want to drop the bow, it's a free action. Drawing your or readying your mace is an action, and then you'd have 2 more. So what do you think?
Can he draw the mace as part of a movement?
No. No, that's a separate action. In this one, it's you don't have to worry about thinking about different kinds of actions. It's a lot. If you're doing something, that's pretty much going to be an action.
Okay. Okay, so he's going to draw his mace.
Okay.
And is it the throwing mace that he had before, or is it...
I don't think... No, it's... Oh, I forgot he had that magic item. I will have to adjust your thing to give you that mace. So, well, here, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do it right now. So, it would be then a +1 mace. So, can you go into your mace description there, Dave? Click on the little cog. And in the attack bonus, there's a little area there that says item.
Okay.
Can you put just put a 1 in there for the item bonus?
Okay.
Okay, and let me just see what... let's see here. Yeah, I forgot he had that. Jeez, it's been so long since we played these characters. And this also is a cautionary tale for those who decided to go off of memory rather than actually looking up to see what the fucking characters had. Lazy DM. That's what you guys are stuck with. Alright, alright. Here we go. Basic. Let's see here. The way that they lay out the... Oh, here it is, here it is. The way they lay out the magic items is a little confusing. Or maybe it's just a matter of getting used to it. But okay, returning. So it has a returning rune on it. So when you make a thrown strike with this weapon, it flies back to your hand after the strike is complete. If your hands are full when the weapon returns, it drops to the ground in your space. So that is pretty awesome. That means you throw it, if it hits or whatever else, it goes back to your hand, so you can use it multiple times in a round.
Right. So, and West typically just holds his bow in his other hand because he doesn't have a shield or anything.
Yeah.
Throws the mace, catches it, throws it again.
Okay. So let me see if... Hold on. I'm going to see if there...
Anything else? Stats?
Give me 1 sec here. I'm going to see if I need to change the damage for the mace or not. Yours does 1d6?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was previously, too.
Yeah. So what I'll do is it'll have a... where is it here? Martial weapons. There's javelin.
I almost want to call it a mace of sampling.
Oh, here, light mace. Yeah, that's what you had before. Okay, so light mace. So it changed the damage to 1d4. But it is agile and finesse, which means that you get to add... you take a -4 on the multi-attack penalty instead of -5, and you take you can use your dex modifier instead of your strength for attack rolls. So it is a +1 light mace of returning.
Okay.
Okay. And then, yeah, sorry, David, then go ahead. I forgot you had that, jeez. All right, so that... I don't think is quite good enough. No, that is going to be a miss. Did you want to spend a hero point to...
Hero point. We need him.
Nice.
Need him
Go.
Do it again. Where is it? Oh.
Ho! That is definitely a hit. Boom! So it hammers this thing, and it's not a crit, but it does 6 points of damage. And which one were you targeting? The same one you were before?
That is... this one here.
Okay.
It's nearby.
Okay.
Direct fight. So that's first attack.
It's good of you guys to spread the damage around.
Oh, yeah.
It's close to the suburban and the kid. And...
Sure, yeah. Okay, now go ahead and make another attack, and it is a -4 on this one. This is a multi-attack. Oh, that ain't gonna hit.
Well, it might if I use another hero point.
Hey, there you go.
No.
Not quite good enough. Okay, so you hurl it back, and it does not connect, but you do seem like you're doing the right attack here. All right, so now it is these things' turn. Okay, so we got one on Sir Yvain first. It is... oh, you know what? So it's not going to do anything fancy. It's just going to try and smash you with its wing. That is a miss. An 18 does not hit you, I take it.
I'm 21.
Okay, so swings at you with its wing. It's going to try and bite you this time. This is an agile attack, so it's -4. Fucking nat 1. So I think that that's going to be it. I'll take 2 actions. I'm going to take, as a crit fumble, I'm going to take away its second attack. What do you think that looks like? Is it because your shield is up, or?
Yeah. I think it's it comes in for the bite and gets a, it's almost like a jab.
Yeah.
That the shield comes in and whacks it in the face.
Oh, you know what? So you actually see it coming in, and you force the shield up onto its fangs. So it's like trying to pull back, but with your strength, you're just like, and you foil his second attack, or its second attack. All right, so then this one is going to come scrambling over here, badonk, and it lands down here. And then it actually has reach, so what it's going to do is it's going to try and sweep its wing and hit both Wes and Badonk. So let's see here. So against Badonk, this is fucking 15. So that, I'm going to guess, does not hit. Oh, you might be muted there, Jeff.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, nope, not even close.
Okay, and I got a 32 on Wes. No, I got a 29 on Wes. The reason that matters is whether it's a crit or not.
AC 20.
Nice! Okay, good. Okay, so then it does hit, but it does not crit on you. So you take... Dice. You take 8. Is that right? No, you take 11 points of slashing damage. Now, this thing, I will point out, this thing is within 15 feet of Sir Yvain. And Sir Yvain has a paladin or champion ability that we have yet to see in play.
Yeah, so we have yet to see Retributive Strike. What, is there anything, any other requirement to triggering other than an ally gets hit?
It just means that you've got one reaction per turn, so that will take up your reaction, but it automatically applies. And then
But it's not like it costs a focus, so I might as well just do it every turn.
There's no reason. Yeah, it's just like an attack of opportunity. Just yours is like interposing divine power. The mitigating thing for yours is that you can protect people a lot further than you can hit people.
Yeah.
Right?
How many of the bats have gone?
This is the second bat to go. There's
Second one?
Yeah. And it
I'll go ahead and use it.
Okay. So what does it look like as you, as Wes, the flaring comes up and you protect Wes? And what does it do also?
So what Retributive Strike does, here I'll click on it so everybody can see.
Yeah.
Protect your ally and strike your foe. Your ally gains 5 resistance to all damage against the triggering damage. So I think we see there's almost like it's like a sword stroke, and there's kind of a line of light that comes out from the tip of the sword that just sort of taps on him and is helping.
Nice.
Right.
So do you see, is there also like the symbol of Arcantril that sort of like...
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And which also fits with your, because you've got shield ally instead of the other 2 champion benefits, right? So it protects you, Wes. You only take 6 points of damage now.
Haha!
Nice. So that last one is going to... it's going to step, so it reorients itself. I am physically incapable of moving a miniature or a token without making sound. I am a giant child. All right, and it is going to sweep its massive wing again and try and hit everybody basically in range there. Only two. So it's going to be against Werbin and against Bargle.
Okay.
I think, yeah, the robed wizard dudes. So first against Werbin, that's a 30. So that for sure hits, and that's a crit as well too. So poor old Werb. Oh, god dang. I rolled the wrong dice. Hold on. Maybe I'll stop cheating. How's that? Cav, stop cheating.
Exactly.
Nah, it's ridiculous.
He's catching himself.
I know. So Werb takes 23 points of damage. He is down to 1 because of the crit. Bam! He's knocked right off his feet and knocks to the ground. Bargle.
Hero point or something to avoid damage?
To avoid dying.
Avoid dying?
You blow all of your hero points to avoid dying. Against so Bargle, that is a 20 versus your AC.
Yeah, that hits me by 1.
Hits you by 1. Okay, are you including your +2 to AC from your shield?
I thought it was +1. Is it +2?
Oh, is it only +1? Maybe it's a small thing.
Yeah, using the gives you +1 circumstance bonus to AC.
Okay. So then,
Sorry,
so that hits against you. Do you want to, as your reaction, you want to interpose your shield?
I do, considering how much damage I just saw get dealt out.
Yeah. So that's 12 points of damage. 11 points of damage.
So it breaks it.
Reduced to 6 by your shield. So those little that lattice work that was set up, it shatters and you take a bit of damage. Now we're on to...
So I know it says when at third level, when I'm third level, it does a hardness of 10.
Oh, nice! Does it?
Yeah.
Cantrips automatically heighten, so yeah, it'll be 10 points. You only take 1 point of
I only
damage.
take 1.
That's so badass.
And it goes, so it appears, you see all the hexagons, and it goes, the next thing goes, shit shattered into a million directions.
And it's like one little cut on his cheek, right?
Yeah, and then one of the little hexes hits me.
Nice. Okay, Badonkadonk, what are you doing?
Well, attempting to clear some of this damage output. So, attack.
Here we go. You know, I can zoom in a scoop
I will
here.
use my Flurry of Blows.
Nice. Okay. So, and which one? Are you targeting the one you're engaged with there?
Yep.
Boom! That is a big hit. It is not a crit, but it is a hit.
Ugh. Second attack was gross.
Second attack was not good. Okay. Do you want to spend... You got a hero point left, or are you going to sit on that?
No, I'm going to sit on it for a bit until we need it really direly.
2 more actions.
I guess moving is actually smart because they have reach. So I'm going to move here.
So there are very few circumstance bonuses in Pathfinder 2. But one of them you can take advantage of is flanking. Flanking makes someone flat-footed, which means they get a -2 to their AC.
Okay.
Just in case if you are going to move and try and reorient yourself.
Well, I'll start by moving, you know... I guess I could go around them. Sure. Why not? The speedy little goblin.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
He does some cartwheels as he goes around them.
Excellent. And then it is... so that was only a stride. You still have one more action. Because your Flurry of Blows. You can make another attack at -10.
Ah, shit. Why not?
Heck yeah. Swing for the fences.
Oof.
Ugh. So not a hit, but not a fumble, so that's great. All right, so then we are on to Bargle. What are you doing? 3 actions.
Okay. I'm going to take a step back.
Okay. Oh, difficult terrain, though.
Aha. If I move, it's all of it's difficult terrain. Actually, I'm not
from where you looks like.
Yeah.
Look from where you're standing. I think you could you could step to this square here. I think.
Well, actually, I know I've seen that they have not opportunity attacked anybody, so I will not worry about it.
Yeah.
And I'll just move back.
Okay.
And even though it's difficult terrain, and I'm gonna attack the one that is currently engaged with Badonk.
Okay.
With a produce flame spell, so a ball of fire appears in my hand, and I throw it 5 feet.
Nice.
And now we'll see if this is in the system correctly. I just tried to make it work. No. It's a saving throw.
You clicked on Burning Hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's different.
Produce flame. Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the numbers.
Looks like it might be right, and it should be 4d6 for damage, though.
Nope. Should be.
Oh, you know what? I messed it up.
Produce flame is 2d4.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, so that looks right to me. 2d4.
Yeah, it is right. Yeah,
okay.
I was looking at a different thing.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you lash out. 22 is not a crit, but that is definitely a hit, and that, god dang, these fucking skellies. It also does not seem to be. It cuts over it, but you see steam coming off of the ice that's on this thing.
So I scream out, "They're invulnerable to nothing." They're vulnerable to nothing. I'm confused. we need to leave.
They're vulnerable to bludgeoning.
I can't do that.
They're not quite as invulnerable as, or they're not gonna be.
Yeah.
So this one, he's taken up all 4 squares or so.
He is.
Right? If I move here, I can still hit this one.
You can, yes. Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna stride.
Okay.
I'm gonna raise my shield because I'm about to get flanked, so it's gonna be useful to have that up.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna swing at him. But I will tell you guys, if I do my reaction to shield you, I get to make a strike, and it does +4 bonus damage against undead if I'm in range.
Oh, nice.
So swing.
Whoa.
-1, so 20.
20 is still. Oh no! At the end of last round, you got rid of your frightened.
Oh, got rid of frightened.
Yeah,
Yep,
frightened.
I will.
It just like the frightened. I mean, there's some ones that you need to make saves for, but frightened is one of those ones that, like, if you're at 3, it goes to 2, then to 1. It just sort of ticks down. So that is a hit, but again, that slashing does not seem to be doing an awful lot to these things. Okay, but that is it for Sir Yvain. Wes, what are you doing?
Wes is going to throw at this one here.
Okay.
The donk is on.
Yep. It's not going to be flat-footed because you're not engaged in melee with it. If you did engage in melee, you could flank it, make it flat-footed. You would use the same attack bonus because it's a finesse weapon, so you're using agility whether you're attacking by hand or whether you're attacking at range.
Well, then I'm going to step in.
Nice!
And get in the toe-to-toe, dodge and dodge, switch, whap that beam!
Here we go. Oh,
Not so good at that. But
not
you know
as...
what? Let's use up this last hero point.
Here it goes. Okay. Yeah, because this is going to be a pretty easy hit now. Come on.
Come on, Mace returning. I'm going to pretend like I'm throwing it.
Here we go. Whoa, so close. Oh, hold on. So -2 to its AC for... Oh, you're so close to critting on that. Oh my gosh, but 8 damage. Now this has a much more substantial effect. So that first hit of yours, bam! You smash a good chunk of its rib cage away. It howls. That was only your first attack. You could do one more at -4. And remember, your hunt could have been you. Oh wait, is this the one you're hunting?
I don't know, all the colors changed.
Oh, sorry. It was the red one, which is the one that was engaged with Sir Yvain. So, I think so.
They're all red now. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, sorry. So, yes, 17...
Well, then if I have hunt prey, I can change hunt prey at the beginning of my turn, right?
Yes, but it's an action.
Right. So
Did you...
instead of attacking, and having nothing to do, I could hunt prey, attack.
Yeah. So this means well then you wouldn't have been able to stride.
Hunt prey step attack, right?
Yeah, because you moved.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Okay. I'm confused, but
like,
yeah.
The attack would have been the net same whether you moved or not. So if you don't want to get the like, you didn't crit because of your flanking. If you stayed where you were, and then, like, we're not going to go back and Bomberlin every time of this, but because we're all learning the system, it's worth just talking this through. So Wes, if you stayed there and not used your action, if you'd used to stride, if you use your action to hunt prey, so you change it to that one, right? Then what you could have done is made your attack, and then what the benefit there is because you're hunting prey and you're using an agile weapon, your multi-attack penalty goes down to a -2.
Oh, right. And I could also have used hunted shot, right?
Yes, you could have, yeah. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think that's what I've been doing for most of our combats is hunt prey and then hunted shot.
Is hunted shot with ranged attacks only, or is it anything?
It says take 2 quick shots against the one you hunt. Make 2 strikes against your prey with the required weapon. If both hit the creature, combine their damage for the purpose of resistances and weaknesses.
What's the required weapon? Or does it say on there?
Doesn't say.
Let me quickly check Ranger. So for those listening at home, we'll have to apologize for spending time looking up here. We're all new to the system, so we're just learning as we go here. Okay, and that was hunted shot. Range weapon with a reload of 0. This is a thrown weapon, not a ranged weapon.
Okay, so I have to be using my bow for hunted shot.
Yeah.
And hunter's aim, is it the same?
Hunter's aim, that only affects cover, doesn't it?
+2 circumstance bonus and ignore concealment.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like you're taking aim before you throw.
Right, yeah. Unless that one's got a requirement, the same requirement as well, where it's a ranged weapon. And I mean, to be honest, a ranged weapon. You know what? Listen, I'm gonna let you do it for now. I'll look it up afterwards because it could be that the ranged weapon this could have a reload of 0. Like, you don't, because it returns automatically to your hand. It doesn't require you take an action to ready it. So I'll let you do your hunting strike against this thing. or hunt shot or whatever it was called. Okay, so go ahead and make your. So let's see here. Let's go back to where we were. So your first attack, you declared it, changed the hunt on it, so it's one action there. You made your first hunted strike attack, which was a hit. The second one was a miss. And
my
then
first one, yes, and I used a hero point, and then I rolled a 24.
Right, for your first one, and then your second one was a 17, which would be -2. It's 15, so that's unfortunately not good enough to hit, but you still would have one more action left now. You could make a third attack with this if you chose to. It would be -6. Or maybe it's -4 because it's an agile weapon, isn't it?
An agile weapon.
Yeah, because an agile weapon against your hunted target, it's -4. So you want to make one more attack against -4?
Not happening.
14. Shit. Okay, yeah, no, that does not. You did try. All right, so now we're on to the Skelly Bat's turn here. Okay, so this first one is going to once again screech and land down on you, Sir Yvain, and as its big action. So if it hits, it does get a chance to try and demoralize you again. You can imagine how terrifying this is. This is like a full-size draft horse, sized bat. So this first one, 19. Shoot. So I think that's a crit again. So that means its damage from this is 9 doubled to 18 damage.
I'm still alive.
Nice. Okay, cool. You don't have to dip into your reaction. Good stuff. So then it still has one more action left, and it is going to try and bite again.
Oh wait, I can interpose my shield against that, can't I?
You can, but that would take your reaction up then. That means you could not So your choice.
Well, I think I should not interpose because it would be kind of metagamey to decide to do it after I know he's critted.
No. I mean, that's fine. With that, the thing that's more interesting to me is, do you take that hit and see whether he's got, because he's got one more action on you. Or do you save that reaction for protecting one of your allies and making an attack?
Certainly more.
I think I used the shield to block because that was such a big hit.
Yeah.
All right, so
then it's what, 7 less damage, I think?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so 7 less damage, and that means what'd you take? How much did you take? 16?
18.
18. Okay, so that means your shield takes 11, not broken.
Not broken.
You take 11 instead.
Yep.
Okay, and then it's final attack. And at minus, there's no way that's a hit. Not a critical fumble, but it hammers you, and it did hit with that one, so it does get to make a demoralize check again. Does not demoralize. Your DC is 17 right now, right?
Yes.
But you're fatigued, so you have -1 to your save, so you're currently a 16. It comes within 1 of demoralizing you again. So what is it we see that you're at, where your nerve holds against this thing?
I don't know if this seems like a moment where it's not so much that we see anything, but in the film version, there's like a musical sting or something, right, as we can see Sir Yvain kind of grit his teeth.
Yeah, and your shield starts cracking underneath the weight of this thing's bite. Okay, so then the one engaged with the other guys, it is going to sweep again. Werbin, I think, would have moved with the kid back. Whoopsies, that ain't Werbin. Just to get them out of the way. Okay, there we go. We'll move him over here. I'll get Buka back as well, and I think he's going to pursue. He'll step over here, and then, right there, and then he will sweep and try and hit Werbin again and Bargle.
Does Wes get an attack of opportunity?
No, you only get. There's no attacks of opportunity in this game unless your class grants it to you. Only fighters get attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I like it because it makes it much more mobile fight. Okay, so against this is that sweep again. It is a 23 versus Werbin. Werbin is now down. He's going to spend his hero points to not die. So he is unconscious and on the ground. Then against Wes, 17 does not hit, I don't think, does it?
Nope.
Nice. Okay, so it sweeps in and batters the 2. Then there's one left here with Badonk. I think it's going to spin around Badonk. And first we'll open with its massive jaws. That is a 27.
Yep.
Hit, not a crit though, right?
No.
Okay. You take 7 points of piercing damage from that one. It then tries to batter you back. Misses. And then I think it's going to effectively do a trip attack here. So it's minus 10 to this. The chances of this are pretty shitty. Yeah, there's no way that affects. You want to try and knock you to the ground. It did not succeed. I think I've gone with all the bats. Badonk, you're up. What are you doing?
Well, time to pay this thing back.
Yeah.
Like, really?
On...
Enough Badonk.
Oh, come on.
Oh, but that's a hit, though. So, boom. And this damage, this is more like it. Part of its skull caves in. And one of its ears is now hanging loose, or the tattered remnants of it.
And the flurry.
Whoa!
Ooh,
Nice.
awesome.
So it's only a minus 4. So 21. Not great damage, but
No.
that's still not okay. So that was only one action.
Yeah, I'll use another action to do my minus 8 attack.
Okay.
Isn't it? It's minus 8 because it's.
No, because you're in Dragon Tail strats, it's not agile.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, it does 1d10 damage as opposed to the
Okay.
1d6 or 1d8. So it's minus 10. A 9 is not good enough. Do you want to spend hero points?
No, still
Nope.
not yet.
Okay. That's it. So you have this. You still have one. Oh, no. Yeah, you have one more action. You want to do anything with that?
Yeah, I don't know if there's really anything to do with it.
Okay. So Bargle, it's you then.
Okay, so I have this necklace that has like this basalt black stone totem on it,
Yep.
which is my bonded item, and I grab it, and thankfully it's not an action, and I will use it to recall my magic missile spell, which
Excellent.
I will then use all 3 actions to cast on the one Badonk is fighting to try to take it down.
So what do we
So-
see as your magic missiles are
So they all 3 appear and circle around my fingers, and then one at a time they go
Nice.
all at the same thing.
Excellent.
There we go.
Okay.
So 2 for 7.
7
total.
points of damage. Nice. And that all goes slamming through. It's basically like one of its wing is now hanging tattered off on a loose, like a loose bit of sinew. It kind of turns towards you. That shattered skull, gives it an even more fearsome appearance. Yeah, Jesus, you've made things worse.
Yeah. I point at somebody else.
Sir Yvain, what are you doing?
I think basically the same thing as last time. Step, raise shield, and then I'm gonna use my sword, but I'm gonna use it as a blunt weapon.
Okay, nice. So
For
minus 2 to
-2.
hit.
When Badonk got hit, did Sir Yvain not have his reaction?
He used his reaction
I
to
used it to put my shield in the way so that I didn't get.
So you didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not dying is good.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. We go. Whoa! Nice! So that's 10 against the one that Wes is fighting here?
Yep.
That is much more effective. Look at this. Oh, not that much. Boom! You shatter. The part of its wing, like the sort of tiny little skeletal bits that are out there, have been completely destroyed by this, and it screeches and kind of roils back from you. I think that's it for you, right?
Yes, that's it for me.
Okay, Wes, what are you doing?
I was trying to count all the ones that we rolled in combat, but I'll do that later. West is going to move. It's difficult terrain.
As long as you're not moving through one of those, let's see here, is it Bargo? Yeah, there's some of those frozen weeds in this one right here, at least.
So, straight down.
Yep.
And
Where are you trying to get here?
well, actually, I'll just stay where I am, and I'll attack this one because it's already my hunted enemy, right?
Yep. So if you want to do that, you can spend 1 action to do your Hunter's Flurry or whatever it was called.
Hunted shot, which is the 2 attacks.
Yeah, so it'll be -2 on the second attack, which is way better. So let's see here. First one. Oh, that's so not good. Oy, second one. 19 does hit, though. Boom. Okay. Oh, it's so close. So this thing is hanging together with tiny bits of, like, broken, necrotic, animated... basically, I mean, it's being held by dark magic. Because this thing is just a rattling shamble of broken bones. It is nearly on its ground. So that was only 1 action, West. You still have 2 more actions.
Okay. I'll use Hunter's Aim now, which is the range strike with a +2 circumstance bonus.
Nice. Okay.
Get rid of some of my...
So then... Yeah, so that'll net to a -2 then. Because you get -4 for the third... This particular attack.
No!
Oh, so close! And you have no hero points left, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So you throw...
And then I'm going to move. I want to move out of the wings.
Does Hero Strike take 2 actions, though? Or your Hunter Shot, or whatever it was? I think that's 2 actions, isn't it?
Is it the 2 boxes?
Yes.
Okay. Then I can't use Hunter's Aim anyways, because that's a 2-boxer as well.
Well, you only use... Oh, is Hunter's Aim the one that allows you to attack twice?
Both of them are a 2-box.
Yeah. So then what that means is that's 2 actions.
Okay, so then I could only use just a regular attack, so it would be -4 instead of -2.
Yeah. So it would have been a miss. Okay. Oh boy, back to the bats again, guys. All right, so the one that is engaged with Badonk. Let's start with that one because it's near death anyway. So first up, it's going to try and get you with those giant teeth again. And I rolled a nat 1. So
Nice.
it's... you know what I'll let you do? Badonk, why don't you give me a react... Give me a what do you call it? Opportunity attack. Let's see if this thing's been... It's opened up enough of an attack for you to opt to... what do you call it? Not optimize to...
Now I'm using my hero point. I'm
Nice,
sick of this
okay.
crap. That was not very heroic.
Here we go.
This is... Yeah!
That's 20! Oh, man!
Holy crap. And then I do enough damage to probably, like, just about drop the thing in 1 hit.
No, you destroyed this thing with this particular attack. Yeah, it was so damaged. It just, like, it's flying. Imagine if you just, like, took a bag full of bones and then just tossed it out. That's what goes flying back because this thing was so heavily damaged from before. All right, so that was one of the bats. The one that is with Sir Albus. Oh, no! Oh, no! What a slip of the tongue. Sir Yvain, let's see here. So this first one is going to do a bite just to open things up here. 30. That's not a crit, right?
No, it is because it's flanking, I think. Or wait, no, it's not anymore. Is it?
You're flat-footed. It's flanking, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's a crit.
That's a crit. Shit. So then, let's see here. This one, as it chomps down on you, it does... Where are we here? Yep, come on, that's not a roll. 11 points of damage. Oh, no, 22 points of damage, because it's a crit.
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, you got a hero point left, so you cannot die.
Goodbye, shield.
Yeah, do you have your reaction?
So even if I use the shield, I'm gonna die. Because that's too much.
Right.
So I think what I'm gonna do is just go down and keep the shield alive for when I come back up.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
smart.
Okay, so here's what
And then
happens.
use a hero point to make sure that I'm not actually dying.
So you lose
Yeah.
the dying condition. You gain the dying condition, but you lose it, which means you have a wounded 1 condition.
Okay.
Okay, and you entirely stabilize with 0 hit points. So at 0 hit points, I don't think you can act or anything. It's just that encounter over here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're right. You're unconscious.
I think you're unconscious until you're restored to normal, but... Yeah. No one has the battle medic feat, do they?
No, we're gonna get it.
So, let's see. When you reach 0 hit points, you move your initiative position to directly before the creature that reduced you to 0. So you are now right up here, Sir Yvain. But you have stabilized at 0, so you're not dying. Okay. So then, so we're still on the bats here. That was the one action for the bat. Then it will. Oh, it rears up, triumphant, and screeches down onto Bargle. So Bargle. Now this is a second attack for it, so it gets minus 2. No, minus. Actually, with this attack, it's a minus 5. So the chances of hitting are not great. Unless you roll a nat 20.
Oh, that works.
That's not great. Okay, so then I need to make it demoralized. What is your will save?
My will save is +8.
I rolled a 2, so we are not going to be demoralized. However,
one
you will
thing.
take a little bit of damage here.
Yeah.
You're going to take 26 points of damage.
Oh, I'm dying. So
Do you want to spend your hero points? So here's the way it works. You can make a recovery check at the either start or end of your turn. I can't remember which one. I think it's a DC 15 fort save. And if you succeed, then you stabilize. You stop dying. And, oh, you know what? I might be talking on my ass here. Let's just double check here. I was just looking at...
that sounds correct from my perusal of the rules, but
okay, let's see
I'm
here.
trying to look as well.
Yeah, because I figure, you know, we look it up and then talk through it, then we won't have to look it up again.
Yeah, this is page 459.
Yeah, so recovery check is when you're dying, at the start of each of your turns, you make a flat check with a DC equal 10 plus your current dying value. If you succeed, your dying value is reduced by 1. If you get down to 0, then you're not dying any longer. And then there's other effects if you fail or if you crit succeed or whatever. Okay, so you're at dying 1. So do you want to spend all your hero points to stabilize automatically?
I do.
Okay, so let's get rid of your hero points.
Yeah.
And then on the upside, you can't be demoralized. It's very difficult to be frightened when you're unconscious.
And that's true.
So then there's the one that is engaged with Wes. Oh, I'm getting some... Oh, I'm getting feed from somebody.
I'm muted.
Okay, so this is going to step over here. Oh, no, it's got the reach. All right, so this one's going to sweep Buka and Wes. So it sweeps with its wing again. Wes, a 26. Does that hit you?
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay. So.
For some reason, my DVD ROM drive is spinning up.
Okay. Okay. Jeez. That's hilarious. Okay, so then you take...
It's telling me to start a new character.
It's rolling.
I think
Wes?
it's telling you it's going to be a TPK.
You take 12 points of damage. And then against Buka. Fucking nat 20. Ay. And this is on the bad dice. I'm rolling the bad dice here, guys. I'm trying to keep everybody up. So that's 7 points. So it's 14 points. Okay, so Buka's down.
Oh, good.
He'll spend his... Okay, so Buka is down, Werbin's down, Bargle's down, and... Jesus.
So it's Weston, Badonk, and the kid.
Oh, okay, Badonk. Here's what we're going to do, guys. Seeing your allies go down, each of you get a hero point. So, those of you who are awake still, those of you who are down... Well, actually, no, you can't lose more, so everyone gets a hero point right now. Let's just do that.
Oh, great.
Okay, and then, Badonk, your turn. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to move in behind this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And try and make some amazing rolls.
Here we go. That is a hit. Bam! And that bludgeoning damage goes right through it.
And then flurry.
Ooh, nice. Boom, boom. Okay.
That was some good damage.
That was some good damage. You still have one more action.
Okay.
I'm scared to do the. All right, I'll do it.
Oh,
Nice.
so Flurry is minus 10 is a 13.
Oh, right.
It's unfortunately not quite good enough. Oh, and I got to move Bargle to where the things are too. So then it's Wes.
Wes is going to move so he's not being flanked.
Yep.
And he's going to hunt prey on the one that Badonk just attacked.
Yep.
So he can now use his hunted shot,
Nice.
and that'll be 2 attacks.
Hold on. Is Hunted Shot the one that takes 2 actions?
Yep.
Oh shoot, he can't do that then.
You can just make a regular attack, I think, then.
Well, he can. So he can't. He can do that if he doesn't move.
No, Hunted Shot's only 1 action. Yeah, like it's like Flurry of Blows. If there's one, like, sorry, David, when you were saying 2 squares, so if there's two boxes would look like, take a look at Hunter's Aim
Okay.
on page 172. So,
Yeah.
see, that one's got the 2 different boxes. That's 2 actions. And then
That's
the
2.
one on page 171, that's only 1 action.
Okay. So I am going to do this then.
Yeah, so 200 shots, so make 2 quick attacks here.
Okay. 2 quick attacks. So that's my Ranger's Flurry of Blows.
Yeah. And because of the stacking of all your stuff, it's only going to be minus 2 on that second attack. Oh!
Nice.
Boom! Nice. Okay. And then... Nice! That is also a hit. Boom!
Right.
Big hits on this thing. Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so you're smashing this thing. And you can picture like it gets hit from behind by Badonk. It sort of like turns around after burying not one but 2 of these heroes to the ground. And Wes is just like, and this thing keeps magically appearing back in his hand. All right, Sir Yvain and Bargle. Unfortunately, you don't have anything to do at 0 and unstabilized. So.
Now I'm thinking about what I'm going to do when we get back to town.
Yeah, really having a lovely
Then
dream.
do line of work, I think.
Start making a new character, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Bargle picturing being back at the Foul Pheasant? With Perny Ticklebottom bringing in 3 lovely young women to service?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's where he's at right now.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Hey, is that Mr. Skurg in the back there? Okay, so then let's see. This thing is going to spin around in its fury and try. That's just a bit of narrative flourish there, and try and get at Badonk. So first, it's going to try and get that bite.
Stay alive, Badonk. Stay alive. We got this.
Yep.
It's a hit, but it's not a crit. So you're hit there, Badonkadonk, and you take, let's see here, 10 points of damage.
Ouch.
Well, you actually got a big bucket of hit points. Monks are remarkably useful tanks in this, because they got as much hit points per level as what a fighter or paladin does, and they get pretty decent unarmored AC too, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so that was only 1 though. Now comes the pain, the second attack. I'm driving Dave to drink. This is...
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna...
I gotta prepare for the end here. It's gonna be painful.
Does a 21 hit your AC?
That is exactly.
Oh,
man.
no. Oh, no. Okay, so it does hit then. You take another, 13 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
Man, and then the final attack is a massive miss. Okay, so this last one, it's going to turn and it takes to the air, and it circles around, and then it lands right here.
Oh, that's not good.
Behind now. Let me think here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It only gets to make 1 attack on you, Wes, and it does not get to make that demoralizing thing. It sort of smashes through the limbs of the trees as it goes down. It's not able to make as scary of an attack, but it does get to make 1 attack. Wes. Does a 19 hit your AC?
Negative.
Nice!
Yeah,
So what do we
good.
see as you sort of step back out of the way of this thing?
Whoa! Wes is actually paying more attention to the one he's like, hunting and that Badonk's fighting.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he looks back and goes, holy hell!
Nice. Dive rolls. Awesome. Badonk, what are you doing?
Oh, hopefully finishing one more of these things off because they hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so
Wow.
First-
I'm gonna use my hero point
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Here we go.
because, man.
Yes.
that's bad.
Ooh. Okay. Badonk,
Yep.
what does it look like as this thing dies?
You see, when Badonk gets into this part of a fight, usually he's very feral and he's just scratching it to pieces with his claws.
Nice. So you tear it and toss it over. So that is only one part of your flurry of blows.
Yep.
I don't think so. Here, this is a bit of where the rules is written does screw you over because it's all one action, right? Like the benefit of it is you get to like whoa, do it all together, but you can't split that up between a move. So you're not going to be able to follow through it. But that also means you're not going to suffer the attack penalty because you didn't make a second strike. So what you could do is you could move again, and then you could make another strike and only suffer the -4.
Make it come to us. It'll attack less.
Yeah, such a good call.
Yeah.
Move away. Move away.
Yeah, kiting is very much a thing in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move over here.
Okay. All right. So then, Wes, what are you doing?
Wes is gonna move.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So these little weeds, those are
Difficult, so this means it costs you 2 to go through it.
okay.
Or do you have a decent acrobatics?
I have 9 in acrobatics.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good. If you want, I'll let you, because you're trained in nature. I'll let you make an acrobatics check against. I'll make that a flat because this is something I think a trained person could do. So let me see here. The flat DC 15. If you make a DC 15 roll, I'll let you ignore the terrain as you tumble through it. Oh no, that one. Are you gonna re-roll that with your hero point?
Yep.
Oh, I saw the hero point just go away. Yeah. 15 on the.
Nice. Wow.
notes. Well, now that you got those bad rolls out of the way, you're ready to attack. So
I can go through the green area without penalty now?
yeah, treat everything like normal terrain. We're just gonna picture you ducking and weaving and dodging and rolling through this shit.
I'm just gonna. I want to either pick one or the other, so that way it won't go to both of us. We can't sweep both attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move.
Yeah, and you left it just in range. Your thrown range is a 30, right?
Yeah. So is that still close
It's
enough?
bang on, just within range, so no range penalties. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. Now, so that move with the acrobatics, does that count as 2 actions, or is the acrobatic part of the
Nope,
move?
that I'll let you do that as part of your stride.
Part of the stride. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to hunt prey,
Okay.
and then I'll use hunted shot. No, because hunted shot is a 1, and it's like flurry of blows. Okay. so-
Exactly. Yeah, that one you can do.
Okay.
So here we go. Come on. Whoa! That is a hit. It punctures through a bunch of its legs, so it hasn't, like, one of its legs is completely ruined now. Second attack?
Wes is like, I don't know which gods are paying attention, but guide this shot. Make it go away.
Ooh, nice! That's a near crit. Boom, another one. All right, so this thing.
By itself, and it's badly wounded.
Yes. Okay, so then we're back, I guess, to the bats again. Or the bat, singular. Now, I'm going to roll randomly. Who is 11 or higher? Is it Wes or is it Badonk?
Probably
I'm
Wes.
definitely lower than 11.
Wes is lower than 11?
No, I am.
You are, okay.
I only have 7 hit points.
Wes, you've got its attention.
It's coming.
Okay, so it's going to... Actually, you know what it's going to do? It's going to leap into the air, and then it's going to come crashing down. So it only gets one attack, but it's doing that terrify thing again, where it smashes down and, like, Wah! Screeches at you. It's... Okay, so... It gets plus... Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I rolled a 4!
Nice.
It's a miss! So it screeches, smashes through this. It's all for nothing. It misses you. Whoa! Badonk, you see this thing go scrambling after Wes as he went ducking and weaving through those frozen weeds. What are you doing?
Moving into a flanking position.
Nice.
Flat-footed?
And Dragon Tail. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Wow.
Second attack?
Nice.
That hits.
Better.
Boom. And that's a lot of damage. Okay. Boom.
And
you hammer this thing. Again, its back is shattered now. It's basically just like wings and a skull that's sort of flapping around.
And my really almost hard, impossible to hit attack. Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. With flanking?
That's
15?
15.
Not quite good enough.
Oh.
Oh, so close though. Jeez. All right. So then it is Wes's turn. This thing is right on top of you. You can hear Badonk in his feral state trying to tear this thing away. It turns its head back for a moment. What are you doing? Bam!
Nice.
And
Yes.
that is enough to destroy it. Boom!
Awesome.
Holy smokes, guys.
And then you do some acrobatics.
Yeah. Then West rolls out of the weeds and checks on his friends and immediately goes into natural medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, so what
Well,
I was...
no, here's the thing, guys.
Yeah.
You're not quite... Because they caught up to you, this is all happening... You're sort of, like, ready to make it back. You can make a sprint, and you'll get back to Helix. But if you take time, it requires about 10 minutes for these guys to wake up and go up to 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Badonk are going to drag the near dead.
Oh my god, there's so many heavy ones too. And Werbin's technically at 0 as well. So you've got looking around, studying your allies. So what is this? Here's what I'll say. Because what I will do is I will make one more pursuit roll. And I will... No. You know what? Let's make this more interesting. What I'll do is if you guys take the 10 minutes, you guys have to make athletics checks to outpace this thing. So if you take the time to do battle wounds and whatnot and battle, treat everybody, which I guess you kind of have to because you've only... Well, hold on. Do you have 1, 2... Yeah, there's 4 unconscious and there's only...
Maybe drag 2 of them.
I figure if we get Sir Yvain out, he can drag 2 bodies, and then we can grab Werbin, and the kid can walk himself.
Is Badonk trained in medicine?
I don't think so.
Does he have a potion in his inventory? Because
No,
Kev,
he has a -1 in medicine.
Kev didn't check our inventories. Did you have an inventory potion on your old sheet?
Oh.
I'm going to assume that you guys did not have it on yet at the time you
We
brought
used
it
a
up.
bunch of potions, I know, so I think it's fair to say that we don't have any left.
Right.
I would say you could bring up Sir Yvain and then he could help with the medicine, but he's going to be fatigued anyway, so he couldn't help with the medicine.
Oh, yeah? That's right. He's so... Oh, my God. Werbin is trained in medicine as well, if that helps, and I think Buka might be as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. You may have Carl to thank here, guys. Let me quickly check Buka's sheet here. Oh, no, he uses Elixir of Life. He already used his... but he's got 2 reserved for Quick Alchemy right now, and Quick Alchemy could be used to quickly throw something together.
Yeah, but it'd still take us the 10 minutes to get him back up first.
You're still going to have to make the race for this, so...
So while Wes is healing Werbin, can he instruct Badonk on how to apply the paste to Buka?
Now, hold on. There actually... Let me take a look at... so, what... You might be able to just get people up with so medicine. Administer first aid is to stabilize someone or to stop bleeding. Yeah, so that doesn't get them conscious. You need to be trained in order to treat wounds. Okay, so then, Wes, let's see here. So your first 10 minutes is...
Well, wait a second. Let's talk this over.
Okay.
So, George, I'm going to be honest. It seems like you and me would be the ones who get left behind if they drag the bodies.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I am okay. We already talked about how I have another idea for a character, and I feel like Sir Yvain, if he was up, what he would say is, "Get the kid out of here. This is the heroic sacrifice that paladins are called upon to make."
Well, so, let's hear.
And
I'm not awake enough to say that.
He would say the opposite.
So long as one person is up, just so you guys can to affect the conversation here. So long as one person is up, if you get Werbin up, you've got enough bodies to grab people and drag. So you will be able to. You're still going to have to make that check, and you're going to take a penalty for your athletics to sort of sprint out of here. But
then you know what? Werbin he's a dwarf. He's probably not very strong though, so I'm going to get Sir Yvain up because
Werbin is actually he's a mountain dwarf, which means he's got an ability that like he ignores ignores a penalty to being over encumbered, so he can fucking toss someone over the shoulder and of anybody who could shoulder the burden. I think Werbin's got a strength of 14.
But Sir Yvain's also the biggest, so to lift Sir Yvain or drag him is going to be even harder than.
Mechanically, it's going to be about the same. The only thing is that Sir Yvain likely has the best athletics of any of you guys.
Yeah, so I'm going to Sir Yvain now.
Athletics.
Werbin's not going to have any spells to help me out.
Sure. So, okay. All right. So then, let's see here. You need to make. Oh man, you got no hero points left. So it's a DC 15 medicine or nature check for you because you're using natural medicine.
What?
Okay. So you're in this position. What do you think, guys? Right now, you know this. You can hear the sound of the hounds coming, and you think you can hear the thundering sound of hooves somewhere off in the darkness and the mist. Tell me what's gonna like. Let's talk through what's happening here. What's Badonk been doing in this time?
Badonk, grab the kid and run.
He's just yelling at Wes. He's just freaking out.
So,
do something! Do something!
Wes says, grab the kid and run.
The kid has grabbed Buka. He's big enough, like he's a late teens kind of kid. Like he's not 12 years old. He was the older.
No, I think what Wes is saying is get Badonk and the kid out of here, and Wes is going to make a last stand with.
No, I don't know if I'm going to make a last stand. So Wes is both sneaky and a tracker, and so he's got the best chance of surviving out here on his own, doing a little like hit and run, disappear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Although, and he's got
Badonk will, if you're telling us to run, then Badonk will take Werbin.
Okay. And then Wes is going to try and take the.
Badonk says to Wes, he says, "Pick one. Let's go."
No, I'm going to do the circle back thing that we haven't done yet to throw the guy off.
Awesome! You get a hero point for that. That is super fucking cool.
That's
so while you guys are running, I will circle back and I will try to throw him off the trail so that I can at least come back here and revive one of these two guys and we can get back to town.
Oh, that's so good.
Badonk says,
do it, Badonk.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so what I need then... Oh, boy. So is this thing going to pursue your allies? Or is it going to pursue Wes? Or is it going to go after the... let me think here. So, yeah, I know that because you guys took the time... Oh, and you didn't take the 10 minutes, did you? No. Okay. So then that means, yes, you can... Tamsin and Badonk are going to be able to get away. And Wes... Wes, give me a... Let's do this. Give me a stealth check. Oh, because you're not doing stealth. You're trying to draw their attention. You're not trying to be sneaky, right?
Initially, I'm not going to try and be sneaky, but when I get a chance and I've lured them away from this area, I will.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change my tactic twice.
No, then that's what I'll let. Because you didn't, they normally would not have had a chance to try and pursue again on you. They are going to now because of your action. So what I'll do is I'll make a pursuit check for them. What is your stealth?
My stealth?
Yeah.
I'm not being stealthy though right now.
No, but that's to actually catch you. That's what they're doing. That's the reason it was so easy for them to catch up is because you had big old noisy Sir Yvain.
Oh, okay. Well, my stealth is 9.
So okay, that means it's a DC 19 for them to actually catch you. So let's see here. So, they did succeed, which means they are going to catch you, but it means that you've drawn them away.
Nice.
So you've gone racing off into the, oh man, that's so cool. Okay, and that means we're going to have, and because of the escalating difficulty, this is going to be bonkers. Okay, so let's do this, guys. We're actually at about our halfway point right now. Let me quickly, let's take our break, refresh our beverages. I do need to go to the washroom. Come back, and then I'll tell you what's happening with Wes. This is going to be so awesome. This is going to be such a hard encounter. So we'll be right back.
Awesome.
All right.
Crazy.
Hey, Jeff, did you see that whisper I sent you about that class?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Well, I'm up. Okay. All right. So I need to figure out what this is going to be. Oh my goodness. Oh.
In roll 20?
Yeah.
Must have just went past the. Oh, there. Norland.
How did I spell it? N-A...
I think I found it. The New Orleans whiskey grass.
You guys are whispering about booze.
Ooh, that's cool. There's a few different ones.
Yeah, so it's some kind of like blown glass, special blown glass that's like great for whiskey, for like getting the proper nose and stuff like that. But it's also an opaque glass that looks like fire on the inside.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. $780. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
It's only 70. It's 78 for 2 of them.
Crazy.
It's not bad.
Dave, I couldn't afford that Conan sword that you had. So I got.
You keep this tab open. Thanks.
All I could afford was this one.
Someone cast reduce on it. What the shit?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a pixie-sized
Use it as a
Conan.
It's
letter
pretty
opener?
cool though. Yeah, exactly. It's a letter
A
opener.
lot less too, right?
What's that, Dave?
That's awesome.
One day. Get there.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, so I know exactly what is pursuing you there, Wes. And I think that what's going to happen is we're going to sort of track back and forth from Wes to you guys, because after about 10 minutes, Bargle and Sir Yvain, you'll wake up, bruised and battered in the Barrowmaze, and all alone in the dark.
Yeah.
So Wes is thinking he just needs to lead them away from his companions who are down.
Yeah.
Give Badonk and the kid enough time to drag the 2 back to town, and then they can, get the kid's dad, who's a ranger or a hunter, and maybe some other people to come out. So I just gotta stay alive and keep the bad guys away from my companions. Try not to
That's
stop them.
Okay.
It got really hot in here. I don't know why, so I had to take my chainmail shirt off. I was like, is it really warm in here, or is it just me?
Well, I mean, the way things went, I think that'd leave me sweating too. Oh, by the by, Dave, I got the, what do you call it? 5 rings. I got all the stuff set up for the dice roller in 5 rings, so we are ready to go.
Do we have a date for that?
We still have a date for it, no, but we're physically ready to go for it, though, so that is the thing.
All right. Well, good, because I'm getting ready to donate again, and
What the what?
and I think next time it's going to be a pirate adventure.
I can absolutely accommodate a pirate adventure.
Might even be a Pathfinder pirate adventure.
What the
Oh,
what?
interesting.
Avast.
Yeah, speaking of, Kevin, on the podcast you made it sound like you liked this campaign. And then you killed all of us.
If you listen very closely, you'll see why I enjoy it.
If you listen to it backwards, you hear.
What was the name of that
What do you really
kid
think?
from the first Toy Story? Sid?
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically the Sid DM. Torturing and killing all my players. All right, well, because this is just too fucking good. Oh, man, this is what we're using. All right. So, Wes, you have to zoom out a scooch here because you're going to want to see this in all its horrible glory. Let me just empty out this. Okay, so I'm going to move our other allies here. Oh, there's a dog. Look out. There's a random dog out there. So I'm going to call the Helix Pound. Okay, and I'll move the unconscious guys because you're going to wake up. And Wes, let's move you out in here maybe. And I'll
In Humane Society?
Boom, there you are. Man, I love it. So this is, guys, this is a map pack I bought from Roll20, and it's just fucking awesome. It's
great,
modular too, so I can drop shit in to change it up if I want.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the most clever thing I've done so far is add some logs, and I'm like, ooh, that's so. It looks terrible. Okay, so Wes, you're making your way, and you hear, you're firing your arrows out, and making some noise to try and distract things, and you hear, or like a sploosh, boom, sploosh, boom.
Interesting.
Sploosh, boom. Sploosh, boom.
I continue to draw it away from.
And this is what you see striding through, making its way towards you. And I'll add a handout for this as well too, so we can bask in the horrific glory of what is pursuing you.
Is that the actual size you've got in terms of the grid?
It is in
15?
comparison.
Wow.
And guys, this is what strides after Wes right now.
Oh, cool.
It's a good, like, waist and shoulders above the trees surrounding it. And Wes, it is, let's see here, it is about, 90 feet away from you right now. And you can see it horribly silhouetted against the darkened sky.
So with my warrior background, can I figure out how fast it's moving?
Yes, I totally buy that. Give me a warrior lore roll. And if you succeed, if you get a crit success on this, I will give you a hero point. No pressure.
Nope. Went the other way.
Oh, crit. So maybe you need to get a closer look.
Well, you know what?
It's 2 inches big.
Yeah, oh, you have a hero point. You're going to spend a hero point to try and get a hero point?
No, but I want to know. I want to be tactical about this.
Yeah. Well, here, let's do this. Let's first click on this. So because the double back thing uses stealth, I'll let you use stealth for your initiative. So go ahead and click on your token, then click on stealth for initiative, and we'll roll for these guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this thing got a
He's really stealthy.
yeah, so this is, guys, we're getting the full range of what do you call it? Of like boss encounters here, because this, we'll talk about how difficult this Mamma Jamma is in a moment. Okay, so this thing gets to go first. Oh boy, and its reach is huge. So first it strides forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom! That is one of its actions. Is it scarier if I move it square by square, Dave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's nearly within range. You can hear whoof, as it swings its mighty axe above you. Whoof, as it swings it again. Not quite in range. And let me give you a health bar to suffer over as well. And remember, guys, Wes did this for you.
We'll do a good memorial.
So it closed a lot of content in a short time.
We'll have the West Memorial wing of the Brazen Strumpet.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
what are my movement options?
Your movement options. So let's take a look at your character sheet here. Chat has said I have to move it square by square. So, oh gosh. Okay, let's see here. Wesley, what is your move? I think it's like 30 or 35. Like I think because of your,
I get a +5 from my feet.
yeah, so including your feet. Yeah, you have a 30. Your movement is a 30.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do here?
Try.
Now this thing seems to be, so let's try and think about so this thing is that the weeds there, because of this thing's size, it does not make any kind of check here, or it doesn't make a check to it's not difficult terrain, so it's able to move through it without that. However, the bigger terrain features that you're not able to move through, those likely would, like the tree, like the boulders, those would still be difficult terrain for it. In addition, the ice seems to be stronger here, so you guys have been able to move at full rate without worry of going through, but every single one of these big water squares here, that is ice. I don't know if you can make any use of that, but that is what's going on. You can hear it creaking underneath you.
Okay.
So we're on to Wes's turn now. What are you doing, Wes?
Well, I'm not going to waste a hero point to figure out how fast it moves because it closed the gap pretty fast. I need to get the hell out of here.
Yep.
So within the Pathfinder game, the stride option is just moving your 30 move, but is there like a equivalent of like a dash or a
run? Let's take a look at athletics. I don't think so, but let's take a look, see if there's anything cool you can do with your skill. Athletics: climb, force open, grapple, high jump, shove, swim. That might come in handy.
Hopefully not.
No, I do not see. It doesn't look like if you're going to run, basically what you're doing is just like striding for 3 actions.
Mm-hmm.
But, let's take advantage of the skill stuff. So if you can come up with some cool description, Dave, like I may give you benefits. What you can do, other actions that you can do in your turn, hide is an action.
I can hide?
You can hide as an act. Now, it's an action, so you need to have... you scuttle behind cover or greater cover or whatever, then you make I make a stealth check for you comparing to their perception DC. And I may give you a circumstance bonus because it's dark and whatever. Now, normally you need to have concealment to do that, but deception, if you're trained in deception...
No.
You're not?
No.
Oh, hold on, you don't have to be. You could use deception to create a diversion. You make a deception check against its perception DC. If you succeed, then you become hidden. It's kind of like, look over there. Then you can make a stealth check, and then you're hidden. So there's 2 different ways. If you can get cover, or if you can spend an action to deceive it. So what are you thinking here?
I'm looking for thin ice, is what I'm looking.
Okay. So I think that would be... So that is a scan, or seek action, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, give me a perception check, please. Now, normally I roll that stuff. It's one of the secret things, but let's see how things go.
Is that the perception or the perceive button?
Yeah, perceive button. Let's see here. Come on, you're... Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna bolt.
Okay, and I think, so the crit, that's not even a bad roll, that's a crit failure. Rather than giving you a false impression, because what we could do is give you a false impression to sort of like, play through that, but I don't think that would be that's not very fun.
Do whatever, I'm fine.
Well, okay, so then you know what it is you think that, say, over here. If you can lead it over here, then it's going to, that's, thin ice, for sure. You still have 2 more actions. What do you want to do?
It's a good thing I'm small.
It is.
Because this rock is like 10 feet, right?
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Can I try to hide?
Yes, you can duck in there and try and hide. Yeah, you're hidden right now. So here, let me make a stealth roll. What's your stealth bonus? 9?
9.
9, okay.
And then I should be done.
Okay. So then it is its turn.
Action, right?
Yep. So then it is its turn.
It's time for Whack-A-West.
2,
Whack-A-West.
3, 4, 5, 6. Boom! 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 As it stomps over towards you. You can hear the ice straining beneath this thing. And it is going to use an action to seek. So it's making a perception check against your stealth DC, which is a 19.
Come on.
Did not spot you. Let's make
Nice.
one more. Nat 1.
Yes.
You know what?
He's over there.
The one of it, not the whole thing, one of its feet goes through, so it's effectively prone. It drops down. And it's right next to you. Wes, what are you doing? So you're currently hidden, which means you can sneak.
Wes is not thinking, oh, I can take this down. I'm going to be heroic. He's like, how the fuck do I get out of here without him noticing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can picture, like, in the film version, we're seeing, like, this tiny little Wes against this slightly bigger rock with this massive thrashing around zombie, you know, or animated white.
Well, given the number of squares it's taking up and how tall it is, if it could see me, it could just look down because the rock isn't really, tall, but the rock's not, like, huge.
Well, the rock is probably, I mean, it's big, certainly bigger than you. Because you're only, if it takes up 10 by 10 squares, you're only, what, 3.5 feet tall?
Wes is just like counting off in his head, time to get to let my buddies escape. So,
I mean, when you say it's prone, so it's gonna have to spend action to get up.
Okay, so here's what the sneak action is, Dave. You can attempt to move to another place while becoming or staying undetected. You stride up to half your speed. And if you're undetected by a creature and it's impossible for that creature to observe you, for any critical failure, you get a failure instead. And a failure is a telltale sound or sign gives away your position, although you remain unseen. So once you become hidden, it really is like you really got to royally fuck things up in order to get spotted again. If you succeed on this, you remain undetected during your move. And remember, you can only move half your speed. You become observed as soon as you do anything other than hide, sneak, or step.
Okay. So I'm going to try and sneak over to behind the tree.
Yep.
Put a little distance between us.
Okay.
But I can't make it there distance-wise.
Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2... So you move 3 squares, basically, each thing. So in each sneak thing, I actually make a perception check secretly for the thing that is trying to spot you. So move over... Okay. Go ahead. It's still thrashing around. I think you can move one more, Dave, if you want.
Yeah, up from behind cover. Like I'm trying to stay close to cover.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So then it definitely cannot see you as long as you're hidden. Once you here's the way it works: is each action is a stealth. Each action is to sneak. Then what I do is if you could be spotted. If you're not hidden anymore, then I get to make a perception check against your stealth, and if I succeed, then...
So if that's another 3...
No, I make your stealth. Sorry, this is you acting. I make a stealth against you. This is the one where, unless I crit fail, then it's not... It's if I fail it without crit failing, then what happens? It's that, like, you know, one pebble goes loose, and they're kind of like, ugh. You know, someone's over there, but you're not seen yet.
So that was my first move to behind this rock here, and then I'm going to move... like stealth again.
Okay, so over there. Okay, so let me make a. It's only once that I have to make a roll for you. Okay, so then this thing, it looks over but does not see you still. So go ahead and make one more. One more sneak move. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah. So you're hidden again. All right. So then on this thing, that was to Wes. Now back to the big scary Wes's Bane. This thing first. Uses an action to get up from prone, and then it's going to have to use that's difficult terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6 to go there, and then it's going to seek again. Let's see. Wes, it's not coming after you. Nice. Your turn. What are you doing?
Counting in my head.
Yeah.
Not been. It's like we're 12 seconds in or whatever, like 15 seconds in. This is not. But I'm also trying to put difficult.
We just need like 20 minutes.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, but it was your exploration action, like, had partially expired when he caught up to you. It hasn't been no time, right, Kev?
Like, basically from the time that you guys had that encounter with the bats, from then until now, like, I think that combat went, what, like, maybe 8 to 10 rounds? So it's like a minute of just fucking crazy violence, and then you guys are suddenly like, look, go, take them! I'll draw them off! And then Wes goes running off into the woods. It's been about 10 minutes while he was leading this thing along, and now this thing's caught up to him.
Okay.
Right, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
So that means that at this point, it would sort of Yvain and Barga would be conscious and could
Yeah, you guys
move?
would have woken up at this point, and you could hear that. Well,
I'm only asking because for Wes's knowledge, so that he knows what he should be doing now. If he knows that we would be awake.
And I'm wondering what I think. What you guys maybe both kind of like jerk awake. We see like as this thing fell through the ice and it bellowed out. That's when the two of you guys kind of like, oh, and you hear this like whoa, 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 whoa. This what do you call it? The something enormous is bellowing off in the Barrowmaze. Okay, so Wes, looks like you made a first round. Now you're still hidden, I think, from you're blocking its line of sight. So go ahead again. Oh man, yeah. So there's
nice.
You have one more stealth if you like. What do you want to do?
Awesome.
Nice. Okay. All right. So then it is this thing's turn. It's furious that it cannot. It has a rough idea where you are. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's still on difficult terrain, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It smashes against this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As it's bashing through this tree, that tree you're behind, it's like smashing it aside, smashing the other, its axe against the rock. The shower of sparks goes up and then down, and then its last boom, doom, doom. It's coming down. Wes, you sort of look up and you're like, and this enormous thing, glowing red eyes, is boom, 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 coming towards you. Wes, your turn. What are you doing?
Is it looking at me? Like, is it discovered where I am?
It seems to be coming directly towards you, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe those logs are magical.
If you want to give me an acrobatics check to get through there, that way you can ignore the difficult terrain. Oh, you already did it! Fuck yeah! Look at this guy. You get a hero point for that. That's awesome.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, you're going. That is only one action. You still have two more actions. What do you want to do?
Okay, I will hunt prey.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, nice.
Oh, it's skeletal, and you got piercing.
Oh, I've got a returning warhammer.
Oh, you do? Yes. So you do. Yeah.
Nope. Oh, that's good.
Let's see here.
Okay, Mr. Skeleton. No. Why am I doing it?
You know what? Like, with the way you're going, what I'm going to say is, like, if you get enough distance between, we're not going to just like keep chasing around. If you get a big enough gap between this thing, we'll drop into exploration and make it a chase.
Is that I can do that?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And that's only 2 actions. You still have 1 more. You're diving and ducking and weaving through all this stuff.
How big are these weeds?
Taller than you, like the way we've been the way the sort of that intro blurb that we always read says they're 7 feet tall. So I imagine
stealth.
Sneak, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So you're yeah. So stealth. So what? I'll roll at the end. Go ahead and make your move. You move 3 now. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to tumble quietly. So the difficult terrain will unfortunately count. So I think you're only able to move 1. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But let's see. This thing. All right. So it saw where you were going. Boom.
All about here.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 1 stride. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for another as it's stomping through those 7-foot high. And those weeds, as it's striding through, it's just like smashing them to the ground as if they were, dried tinder. But then it stops. and is seeking again. Holy crap, did I roll terrible. I'll show you. This is why I'm rolling the neon dice for you guys tonight, because I get fucking 2s on it. It bellows out again in frustration. Wes, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and distract it to a different direction.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to put my mace away. So I'll have to, like, put it on the belt loop or whatever, where it normally would sit.
Yeah, so it's interact with object action.
And interact with object for a rock.
Okay, yep. You're right on the shore, too, so yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to try and pelt that tree with a rock.
Give me an...
But I got to do it very carefully because I don't want to, like, move the thrash around and hit the reeds.
Oh, shit, yeah, and you know what? And I think that you stop sneaking as soon as you make a strike. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, but here's what I'll let you do, though. Oh, no, it'd be a...
What if it's a deception roll, and I don't try to make a strike on the tree? I just try to throw the rock somewhere else.
Absolutely. Give me a deception roll. I'll buy that. Let's see. What is this thing's will?
What is the deception modifier based on?
Deception, I think, is charisma.
Oh.
Yeah, Wes's awesome stat. Let's see here. Okay, so that's unfortunately not good enough. You do have, what, 2 hero points right now?
It's a natural 50.
Oh, that is... Okay, so, like, it ain't gonna get a heck of a lot better. What do you think here? Guys, do you have any suggestions?
So am I still stealth?
You are still stealth, yeah, but it is not
I mean, it's not helping you really.
A rock trickling off in the weeds. It didn't turn its head, so.
You know what it does is when you toss it, it goes into a snowbank. It just kind of. Poof.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh,
That little punk.
yeah. All right. So then on this thing's turn, its first action is going to be to seek again. It sees your markings or your passage, so it's going to then stride, and it gets to attack now. Brings that massive axe up and down. A 29. So that's a hit. Oh god, this does so much damage. Oh my god, I rolled terrible. I rolled a 3. You take 14 points of damage. Are you still up, Wes?
Oh yeah.
Nice! Okay, good. So this thing hits, and I think it shatters. Like, you see the ice itself sort of gives way underneath you. And I think that just, you would have had to have pulled back to not get the full force of it in order to still be alive. And then this brings its axe up. Wes, what are you doing? Your turn.
I'm fucking running full speed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which direction? Go ahead and start moving yourself.
Away from him and towards town.
Okay. Give me now because
I will flip and roll through the weeds.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do is let's do this. Let's drop out of here and go into.
Can we delete that 13?
We're not gonna do that. So basically, like, even if you moved yourself, you could move your token around to give yourself an advantageous sort of like route out of here. This thing moves about the same speed you do, but there'll be times when you're going to be affected by difficult terrain, and there's times when it will be affected by difficult terrain. So you can picture where there's times where you kind of like are like running through brambles and you know, high weeds, and then as this thing is getting battered to the side, as it's, you know, running along after you, hit it by a tree and then staggering on a boulder. So let's do this instead.
Here?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Okay, so you are making your way directly back to town.
I know. But Donk the Dragon swoops in and picks you up.
Perfect. So let's do this. Wes. Oh man. This is a contested athletics, and this is going to be so hard. Okay, so why don't
Can I use acrobatics to contest?
Yes, you can absolutely do this. So you're rolling against this thing is just sprinting after you. Boom, boom, boom. So here's what your options are. We're gonna approach this just like we did the other stage. You can choose, depending on what you're doing, is what is going to determine what you're rolling against. So the DC that it's going to have. So if you're just trying to beat this thing is bigger and faster. You definitely have gotten that sense right now. So
Yeah.
it'll be even like with your acrobatics and tricking around. The best bet that you're likely to have is the stealth thing. That seemed to confound this thing the most. Right? So what I'm saying is that if you say we're going to make a stealth check, which would be then rolling against its perception DC, that might be easier than just trying to, outpace this thing.
Right. Okay. I will definitely do that.
Okay. So why don't you give me, a check here.
Stealth check?
Yes, please. And I think what I'll do is I'll just set this as a... Oh, yes! Oh, thank God. All right. So you've got now a distance of 1 between you and this thing. But it is coming after you, and you are not free of it yet.
So this is like hiding behind a boulder, and as it starts to run, he like bolts around a bush and around behind a tree and then to another boulder, and then he's like playing like ducking and hiding and...
Okay. Would you, let me see here, what was your survival number? Is this or survival score? Is it +9?
Yes, survival and stealth are both 9.
Awesome. Okay, so you have a choice of going back to double back to where Sir Yvain and Bargle are, or you can go elsewhere. You rolled, this part of the, it's close enough to Helix, this part of town well enough, you can go one way or the other. What do you want to do? I mean, the difficulty is this thing's still pursuing you. The upside...
Do I think I'm close enough to them that they could hear us?
They, if they're conscious, there's no way they could miss this thing.
Okay. So then the next time that I think it's spotted me, because it's changed its direction, makes a V line for me.
Yeah.
I shout out, "Run back to Helix!"
Okay. So
I'll try to stealth again afterwards.
Okay.
And anytime it spots me, I'll yell, "Run back to Helix!" so that I give them the clear message, like, don't come and help, just get the fuck out of here.
Okay. So the 10 minutes has passed. Well, let's cut to let's do a little bit of a rewind here. Bargle and Yvain, which of you guys thinks, which of you guys do you think, wait, first? Your fort bonus would probably be a good indicator of that.
I have a pretty good fort.
Okay,
and
so,
I can't hear George.
I'm sure you do.
You're fatigued and he's not.
Although I'm fatigued and he's not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So what's your fort bonus, Bargle?
It is a +7.
Oh, so actually,
well, then, yeah, you're...
So Bargle, you wake up what do you think about him? This isn't the foul pheasant. What the?
Okay.
So you're cold, you're wet, and you hurt everywhere, and you're alone. They left you behind. Wait a minute, is that Sir Yvain?
To be fair, I would leave me behind too. So
didn't think they had it in them.
Yeah. Oh, and I see you're Sir Yvain. I'm like, oh well, he stayed. That was nice of it. Oh, and I rush over and kind of.
You get a hero point for that too. That's really funny.
I'll take it.
Okay. So you go over. Sir Yvain is still unconscious, but if you're checking to see if he's alive or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you trained in medicine?
I am not.
Okay. Give me. Well, I think what happens is you get over there, and what do we see you do in your untrained state to try and wake him up?
I think about stealing from him, but then immediately realize that like I'm gonna be dead without his help, so I decide not to. That all just goes through my head. So and then I look at his face and I try to listen to hear if he's breathing.
So you see as one hand on the coin purse, one hand going up towards him.
Right.
You see a little bit of his breath. It turns into a condensation. He's
okay, so then
alive.
I'll shake him. It's Sir Yvain, Sir Yvain.
Sir Yvain, you're awake. Each of you has 1 hit point right now.
Okay.
And so Yvain, what happens as we see you wake up?
So I think the first thing is Sir Yvain kind of surges awake, and he's got a hand kind of on Bargle's collarbone for a second there, like he's gonna throw him or something.
Yeah.
And kind of calms down and what happened?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Bargle, you're in complete blackness right now too. Remember, you Sir Yvain as a half elf has half elf has low light vision, but
I do have 1 second level spell left, which I can cast dark vision with.
Oh, nice.
So considering the dire circumstances, I don't think it's going to be helpful to either of us if I can't see and I'm stumbling around in the dark.
Nice. Okay.
So I will use my last spell slot of all.
Okay. Of all.
Yes, that's it. I got the cantrips. That's it.
Okay.
And I used my bonded item already, so I got nothing.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I can see now, and I see that no one's around. So I look. There's obviously signs of the skirmish.
Yeah,
like,
you're
broken
looking around, and you're like, "What the?" And I think this is when you hear that like that echoes across the darkened moors, and you're what the?
I think we should go. We should probably leave right now. You want to go first? Want me to go? You want me to go? I'll go first. You go first. What's better? No, it's behind us. I'll go first. You go second.
Well, first we need to see if there are any others.
Others?
Others like us.
You mean from our? Ala? Yes, I was gonna do that. I hadn't gotten to it yet.
Okay, guys. Now, both of you are awake. Am I correct in thinking that neither of you is trained in survival?
No, I'm not.
I am not trained, but I can lie. And tell them I'm a master.
All right, so let's see here. This is going to be, oh man, this is a pretty high DC for. So you're able to make an untrained survival check to sense direction, to get a sense of where that, even like generally what way we need to go to get home. Go ahead and give me a survival check, please.
This is ridiculous. This is just to see how badly I fail. That's.
Well, you got more hero points, so.
This is true, but still.
Let's see. Come on, Nat 20.
It won't scroll down. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Oh, not as bad as I thought, though.
Okay, so you look around.
I'll do it. I've got 2 hero points currently, so I'm gonna try harder. I don't think I've tried hard enough.
Okay.
No, I tried plenty hard. I just I'm not good at it.
Even harder.
Okay, so what your character knows is you have no fucking idea where you are.
Yeah.
There's not even a moon. How's there no moon out here?
This is a lot of bad things are happening right now. But all I know is there's a giant thing that way because I can hear it. No idea what way to go.
With a roll that bad, you're not even sure where it is.
Okay, there's something out there.
With the ice fog that's around, it's being diffused too. So it's that kind of like, I don't even know where this thing is.
It's coming from somewhere. What do we do, Sir Yvain? What do we do?
Sir Yvain, what do you say?
We pray. Because I'm going to get my focus points back.
Nice! So 10 minutes. Okay, so you stop and pray. You have 10 minutes to kill Bargle. Do you want to do anything with that time?
Sure. I used all my spell slots.
Ritual teleport spell?
You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. I was gonna not do it, but now that you mentioned it,
what is?
There's nothing really I can do in that time. Normally I could switch out a spell, but I've used all my slots, so.
Nice. I'll swap out my nothing for my nothing.
Exactly.
Nice.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out. I mean, I'm gonna be kind of while he's praying. I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah, great. So what you're telling me is you're gonna do the scout action, which gives you +1 to initiative.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, for the exploration phase. Okay, so Yvain, what do we see as you sort of recenter yourself and offer your prayers to Arcantrol?
So Sir Yvain, he takes. His sword was lying on the ground, so he takes it and he sort of wipes the blade clean, and then he starts making these sort of scratching motions around him in the snow and makes a real crude approximation of Arcantrol's symbol around him, and then plants the sword down in the center and kneels down in front of it. and see him breathe, and gradually, you can see kind of where he at the start was kind of like heaving and rush and everything, and by the end of it, it's quiet and calm, and he's back.
Nice. Whew. So around this time would be when the other two, where Buka and Werbin would wake up. So I think like as you guys are getting just to the cusp of town, Badonk, you're dragging along Werbin, and then he's kind of and I'm going to inflict. Steve does not play him with a bad imitation of a Scottish accent, but I love doing dwarves like that. So get off me, bat! And no, so he suddenly like startles to awake. Badonk, Werbin is up.
Thank God.
Whoa.
Tired of dragging you.
I'm tired of being dragged. Where are we? Where are the others?
Well, we had to leave some of them, and Wes was leaving the bad away.
What
Half
do you mean
the party
leave the
was knocked out.
What do you mean leave the others?
I couldn't drag everyone.
You left them behind.
Well, how many can I drag?
He looks and the boy looks exhausted. What do you want to do?
I'll take. Oh, you're saying
So
Bargle will wake up right away?
Yeah. So like he's gotten up. He's awake. They're gonna be what's gonna happen is that Werbin and Buka and Tamsin, they're gonna be able to carry on the last little bit. You can see the lights of because remember the Barrowmaze doesn't, or the Barrowmoor doesn't extend all the way up to Helix. There's those fields and whatnot that are around it. That's where you guys have reached. So you can see off in the foggy distance, there's the lights of Helix. They can get there now safely from where they are. Now, do you want to go back for your allies?
Yeah, absolutely. If they're safe, then I would head back.
Okay, give me a an athletics check, please.
Unless I'm too exhausted.
As you
Unless
turn-
I'm too exhausted to do it.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
Either athletics, I think, would just be running full tilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, great. Yeah,
And
so
without-
definitely.
Fast.
So basically, as Sir Yvain, you're finishing up your prayer. And Bargle, what did you do during that time?
I was muttering myself, make sure you didn't hear me, going like, praying. Like that's gonna help. We're out here in the middle of nowhere, guy sitting down, saying things to invisible people. I mean, this is insane. And then I watch him, and he seems like he's feeling better. So then I sort of copy him a little, like, no, that doesn't. It doesn't work.
Benny from the Mummy,
Doesn't-
pulling all the different.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good reference.
Okay, so it's around this time, I think, is when Badonk comes racing around, into the sort of the clearing where you guys are. And Badonk, you've got dark vision, so you can easily see these guys. Sir Yvain, a little weird, like wobbly in the knees, gets himself up to his feet, and that's sort of when you guys hear from off in the darkness. You hear Wes shout out, "What?"
Run to Helix!
Okay. And you hear this bellow, this whoa from something off in the darkness. So, Sir
But
Yvain,
Don, please tell me you know which way Helix is.
am I
'Cause
correct?
I have no idea.
Sir Yvain, did you refocus? Was that what we were seeing there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a focus point back. What did you want to do with that? If
Well, what I can do with it is lay on hands. So I'm gonna lay on hands.
Nice.
Badonk just showed up, right?
Yep. He
And
looks
so-
pretty weary too, because he's also
Badonk's
fatigued.
Badonk's pretty beat up too.
Let's put all you guys together.
I mean,
here.
I would say to make sure you heal yourself enough because you're the one who's really protecting the rest of us.
That's not very
Or
powerful.
me.
Now is it?
Well, that's true. You're a champion that needs to be around, conscious.
I think I'm gonna heal Badonk because he came back for us, and I like that kind of
That's fair.
self-protection. So
Eh.
lay on hands.
Boom. 12 hit points.
12 hit points.
Nice.
Wow.
And
Beauty.
you also get some extra AC if we run into anything, but only for one round.
I really needed that.
Okay. So Badonk,
I
you're
guess
feeling a little
you get
better.
extra AC if we run into something right now.
Badonk, are you trained in medicine? or if you
No.
no. Okay. Wait, hold on. Sir Yvain, you're trained in medicine, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm fatigued.
Oh, fuck, right, yeah.
Yep.
Fatigue is so awesome. Okay.
I think you think awesome means something it doesn't mean.
It's just, you know what, it is such an imposition. What other game where you know, models it in a way of like, oh, fuck, I can't do things that are, you know,
Totally.
it's always just like little penalties or things like that. This is,
Yeah.
it's
No,
so good.
Yeah.
It's also, I mean, like, really, if I could have a game that's just overland travel, I'd be perfectly satisfied. It's basically Oregon Trail, the RPG. Oh, God. It's a miracle. Yes. So you still call it out. Wes, I'll give you a hero point for that. Okay, and Badonk, you got a hero point as well, too, for coming back. So, what are we doing here, guys? Wes, you are racing around trying to keep this thing at a distance. Boom, boom. I think we need to give you another check. So what are we doing this round? This phase of the thing. You can still use your same skill you did before, or you can switch it up and get a hero point.
Well, I already have 3 hero points.
Oh, so then you don't need squat.
I'm going to stealth it.
Nice. Okay. So then I am going to roll for ye. Actually, no, this is part of a challenge. So you go ahead and roll it. Let's see how, because that'll give you a chance to use that hero point. Whoa! Ho, Dinah.
Nice.
Okay. So, boom, boom, boom. You're one ahead of this. Let's see if it can catch up to you. It doesn't. I rolled a 2 again. This is the dice I'm going to roll for you guys from now on, because it seems to do better than that blue dice of mine.
Awesome.
Okay, so it is now you are 2 away from it. Wes, if you get one more success, you'll have lost this thing in the mire. Now, let's see here. Badonk, Bargle, and Sir Yvain. You can hear something is out there, but you cannot place where it is right now. And Sir Yvain and Badonk, because you're fatigued, you can't seek. But Bargle, you could. If you wanted to make a perception check, try and figure out where the hell this thing is.
I definitely do.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. 17.
Yeah, so it's that this is a fairly easy to identify. So you can pretty much judge the general direction from where this thing is going and where Wes's cries are coming from.
Okay, so it's over there. I hear it now.
Okay. And then there's an action, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically to like point out unseen things to other characters. So just mechanically, that's what you guys are doing. Because Bargo is taking his action to point it out. Look, no, over there. You guys are like, oh my god. And I think there's a brief, you know, moment where you see silhouetted against the clouds part for just a second. You see this moonlight going down, and you hear Wes shouting off in that one direction, and then like shoulders and head and shoulders above the trees, there's this thing stomping after him. Wes. Oh, go ahead.
Run back to Helix!
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, yes, where's Helix?
Yeah. Badonk. Are you on your way to Helix?
I'll let Badonk make a, you can make a survival check to sense direction, and I'm going to give you a +2 to the roll.
That might not help much.
Okay.
No, but
All right.
It's easy.
Oh!
That's 20! Yes! So you know precisely the way to get back to Helix now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so in
Good.
spite of like running, you know, as fast as you possibly, your little legs can carry you, you know exactly the way to get back. So, Sir Yvain, Badonk, and Bargo, you can just head back to Helix if you like.
It sounds like that's what Wes wants for us. I mean, I would stay and, you know, defend everybody, but I just, you know, I don't like to defy orders.
That's so. You get how many hero points you got right now?
I got one.
Oh, well, you can give another one for that. That's great. Oh, and Sir Yvain, you got one for praying too. That's awesome for taking the time to do that. Okay, then Wes. It's the go big or go home time now. What are you trying this time?
You know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to use the terrain to my advantage.
Nice.
And this time, I'm going to like really try to find a place to bury this big monster in the ice.
Awesome. Okay, so that'll be, so survival if you're keeping an eye out for it right now. It'll be nature if you're just trying to go off memory of the layout of the Barrowmaze. I'll let you
Survival.
pick survival. You got it. Yeah.
No.
Hero point?
Yeah, you got quite a few
Hero.
hero points.
Hero point, and yeah, so I'm stealthing. Roll 20.
Okay. Oh. So you try and find you. I think what you do is you spot something that you think would be like, oh, this will be it, and you run through the eaves of these trees.
And I'm like, shit.
Yeah, steps over it. It looked big to me.
I would have fallen through.
Okay, so you do get a hero point back for switching up skills, though, so you'll be able to top that back up again. All right, so then this thing gets to try and pursue. Okay, and you were using survival, so your survival's a +9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's one closer. Okay, then I did not get a crit success, but just get a success. Wes, what are you doing now?
You know what? Wes has been through the Barrowmaze so many times, and while he hasn't been out in the in the wintertime, he knows nature better than anybody else in the group. He's going to use nature this time to try and get back and either lose his prey or
Okay, works for me. Go ahead and give me a nature check here. You'll get a hero point back as well too. So you.
Nice.
Do you want to? So this thing's going to be held up by the nature. Do you want to give us a description, Dave? What holds this thing back that will allow you to escape?
So as Wes is going along, he remembers we were digging around at one of the barrows, and he remembers that on the way there was this like little tunnel through a bunch of brambles. And so he like gets down on his hands and knees and he like digs out where the entrance to the brambles are, and he scoots through this little like tunnel of brambles, and he comes out the other side and leaves that thing searching for him on the other side.
Smash! Smash! Okay, and then you go scrambling off. So guys, you have successfully made it back to Helix.
Wow, I'm surprised.
You and me both. All right. So let's see here. So as you come scrambling back in, let's go up to the illustration of Helix here. All right. So what you find as you make your way back in, I'll grab your tokens as well too, so you guys can just have easy access to your hit points and your tokens and shit like that, or hero points. All right. So as you come trotting into Helix. Now, George, is this the first time you've been in Helix?
Technically, yes.
Okay. So then we'll give you, because this is your first time coming in, we'll give you the benefit of the little descriptione. Let's see here. We got Bargle. We got, everyone will leave Werbin and whatnot back over here. So here we are, guys. I'll put you in. Boom. There we go. Get rid of these guys. And let me get rid of these guys. Boom. All right, so you guys come trotting back into town, exhausted, beaten. Two of you near death as well. And as you come staggering into Helix, this is what you see. Let's see here. So Helix is located between the northern edge of the Barrowmoor and the south of the Blackened Forest. It's established centuries ago atop the ruins of a much older settlement, and the location affords access to water, the protection of the forest, and fuel supply in the form of harvested peat moss from the bog. The things that would be illuminated at night are number 8 here, George, is the Brazen Strumpet, with which you will be very familiar. And given your background, behind that, right there is the Foul Pheasant, run by the little halfling owner of the Bordello. Perning Ticklebottom is the owner. Cool. You and Perning, that's what you've been dreaming about while you were unconscious.
Oh, yeah.
Others important things are the Church of St. Gig here. There is Osen's Mercenary Guild right here, where hirelings can go on. This is Karg Barrelguts, Axe and Anvil.
Osen's deliver hirelings' corpses.
Yeah. But then over here is Mazza the Magnificent's tower, which you've heard about. Right over here is basically the money changer. And this is the trade store here. Which name? I can't remember what it's called. The Turgan's Trade Goods. Maybe that's the Silver Standard Merchant Company. Forgive me. Turgan's Trade Goods is right here. This is Turgan's Trade Goods, and over here is where Valeron, the elf, Fletcher, and Boyer, where he lives. And I think that's all the important places. The last thing is right here is where you're going. This is the mill, and you guys are headed back to Hendon, the miller, where the ranger, goes in. So you guys, what do we see as you guys come staggering in here? Because it looks like Werbin and Buka and Tamsin would have made their way to the... I'm assuming they've gone to Hendon's cabin. Where are you guys going?
I mean, it seems like we should go meet up with them to get our reward, to see everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wes. So Wes, you get to the edge, and I think just, your little heart is still just pounding in your throat, right? Like you've been running full tilt for all this time. I'm not going to make you fatigued, but I'm assuming you're just, like this is maybe the closest you've come to death in the Barrowmoor since you came here, right?
Yeah, pretty close. He's usually not one to take a lot of damage.
Yeah. So you spare a look back at the blackened things, and for a split second, once again, the clouds part, and surrounded by a cloud of those bats, like flying overhead, like vultures circling carrion, you see this heavily armored figure astride some kind of horrific mockery of a horse. And while you cannot make out the expression, you recognize that armor. You recognize the way it's carrying itself. That is Sir Albus.
I bolt straight for the tavern.
Okay. So you go screaming and running past, like, I think all you guys are slowly, it's that, end of a marathon, like staggering by, your legs wobbly, but then you see Wes just bolts right past you guys through the center of town and on his way towards the Brazen Strumpet.
He doesn't even say anything. He just keeps going.
Yeah. What do you guys do anything, or do you carry on to Tamsin's, or not Tamsin, Hendon's cabin?
I think we should check on Hendon's just to make sure they did get back here.
Sure.
Actually, we don't know. And then we'll go find out what's going on with us.
So you make your way over to Hendon's cabin. And I mean, this is only probably about 20 minutes after everyone else got back to town. Nice, Sir Albus. So you make your way into Hendon's cabin, and it's basically like 2 rooms to it. There's sort of a room where the kids sleep, and that is the common room, and then there's a separate room where the Hendon and his wife Vina live. And as you come in, there's sort of this, like, you can see for one thing, it's warm. You finally get in here, just like, oh god, and Sir Yvain, I don't know if you would. Do you think you would you would be the type to get over by the fire and be like, oh god, to try and warm up, or are you still focused on kind of the task at hand kind of thing?
I think focused on the task at hand, but you can tell that he really does not want to be, right? Yeah. He's got sheathed his sword, and you can see him kind of glance longingly at the fire, and then focused in.
Yeah.
Deal with this before.
I'm going to make it easier for you, because your view of the fire gets blocked by Bargle's body.
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah. Is everybody okay?
So in the in there as well too is so you can see that Vina is there with Tamsin, and the youngest son Yusuf is there as well too, and they're sort of like checking him over, and Tamsin is saying, "No, I'm fine, Mum. It's all right. It's okay," and the kid is like Yusuf is just sort of, I think, he's just standing there, tears running down his face and hugging his brother at the waist. As you guys walk in, Brother Osen looks over and sees you and says, "You made it back then." And he walks over and he says, "My friends, you look like, good Lord, like you look like the others. I feared that you were not going to come back. I'm so..." And he, kind of, gets down and actually gives you a hug, Badonk. "I feared we would not see you again. The blessings of Saint Yeg on you."
Badonk has not been hugged in maybe his whole life.
It's
a very awkward moment.
It's a limp.
He's just like, ugh. He's like, just like this. He's like, no reaction. He's not really sure.
We see his eyes slowly trace up to,
like looking at the other humans, like, what is this person doing?
You know who also comes running
That's
over?
great.
Biscuit and Bone come running over towards you.
Oh, nice.
Because they were in here and they're kind of yapping around you, and as soon as he lets them go, he says, "They've been besides themselves since you left." Now, Sir Yvain, just as a refresher, because it's been a couple of sessions since we got, when we left, you thought that Hendon was dead. But there is one crucial bit of information you did discover in the Barrowmaze, right?
Is the vampirism.
Yes, and it was that specific type of infection. Thanks to
Yeah.
your... So, you get in and you sort of look over the fire, you look over this warm reunion for things, and then that...
Yep.
Reminds you...
I think Sir Yvain, he, you can tell he can barely stand at this point, because the shit kicking. But he kind of one heavy gauntlet comes down on Brother Osen's shoulder. It says, "Hendon, how is he?"
He gets up and he says, he's not much improved. Please, here.
Water.
And he hands you a healing potion.
Oh, nice.
He's unfortunately exhausted his spells. He would otherwise... he probably has one first level back. Guys, let's hear. Everybody, he calls on the power of Saint Yeg and offers a prayer. Everyone gains 8 hit points back. As it pulses out.
Not Wes. He's getting 8 drunk points back.
Yeah. So you go racing in, you go scampering up onto those big stools. Apollo's like, "Wes, you what happened? Where are the others?"
No, I'm not talking about it to now. Give me a Skurg size ale. No, you know what? Make it 2, Wallow. And no.
He kind of looks at you, and then as you sit down, Ballo kind of looks up, and Tacey walks behind. I think Tacey's the brunette, I think, or maybe she's the redhead. But Tacey walks by and says, "Hey Wes, have you seen Barwood and Greg?"
Tonight is not the night for that, Tacey. Not at all.
She puts her hands up, and then you hear clunk, clunk, and 2 Skurg-sized ales are placed in front of you.
Wes just tries to down one of them all at once, which is probably way too much for him. But
spilling all over you.
I'll do a con check if you want, but to try and keep it down.
That's fine. All right, so you're chugging that stuff down.
Wes pounds the Skurg size ale like a champ.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Cutting back to the inn. So after the the pulse of power from Saint Yeg goes out, he says, "Sir Yvain, please," and he brings you into the other room, and you see he looks even worse than he did before. His cheeks are beginning to sag in. His eyes feel like they're sinking back into their sockets, and you can hear this kind of rasping breathing as he's going along. He says, "I fear there's something more."
There is. It's a coven of vampires in the Barrowmaze. And they nearly infected the boy and must have infected Hendon.
No. Vampires, then... If the infection has taken root, my magics... I don't have the power for this. But... what more? And he kind of goes back, he grills you a bit on this, and with how well you rolled before, like, you know the specific, like, nomenclature for the type of, you know, infection and whatever else. So you guys talk a bit back and forth to get a sense of what kind of thing we're dealing with. And you're a little surprised, I think the little bit you dealt with Brother Othar, he struck you as just kind of like the nice parish priest, right? He didn't necessarily, you didn't suspect that he has this wealth of knowledge about the undead and about, you know, the particulars of the horrors that might lurk out in the Barrowmaze and underneath in the Barrowmaze. What it turns out is that he says there is something that might give him a chance, but there is a weed that grows in the moor. It's called bone blossom. Bone blossoms only grow on corpses, and corpses that have not risen. And with the infection that the persisting necrotic power that suffuses this place, it is inordinately rare to come across something like that. I would not know where to look for it, but perhaps. And he kind of looks you up and down. He's like, now you could not go, and at night you would never find them, but that is the only...
How long do we have?
And the character with the best likelihood of finding them is now drowning himself in ale.
Yeah. Blank! Another! Okay, so, he thinks that this a day, maybe, at best. If he falls, and you see, he's in just the kind of rasping breathing. You look over, can see he's almost like twitching, or maybe even snarling, in his fevered state. You know.
Do you think we were able to help Tamsin using the holy water that you gave us? Might that slow down the process at all?
What do you mean? And then maybe you explain what you did.
Yeah, I explained the kind of ritual to Archangel that I did over Tamsin.
He says, I fear that the infection is too deep in this one.
Well, not to stop it, just to, like, slow it down even?
To buy time. I see.
Yeah.
My acolytes and I, we could try such a ritual. And to slow things down. Which gives me an opportunity to talk about rituals.
Mm-hmm. And then next morning, those of us who are prepared to do so can go back into the Barrowmaze.
Or the Barrowmaze. Yes. Saint Yeg will bless us. We'll fortify our fatigue. This has been a long night, but trust, we will hold it at bay for as long as you require. And he looks and he says, your order, I've known 2 of your kind now. Remarkable. Remarkable men. So, Sir Yvain, this has been happening. Bargle's been by the... by the fire, and Badonk, you've sort of been, like, you know, been battered around by, you know, Biscuit and Bone. Vina has offered you some food and drink. You know, there's some warmed cider that she's given you to try and warm you up.
Perfect.
And the dogs keep jumping on you. They were really worried.
Yeah, I'm probably just like enjoying their company and probably their warmth too. Actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you curl up on the ground, maybe like near them, and they kind of go beside you. So Badonk, you've got a goblin and 2 dogs that have taken their place next to the fire with you.
Perfect.
Or Bargle, sorry, Bargle, you see them. There's a goblin and the 2 dogs have curled up.
That all seems to make sense to me.
Yeah. So, then Sir Yvain and...
Yeah, so Sir Yvain, and we might even see... I'm wondering if he's mad enough that he doesn't so much open the door into the other room as he kind of shoulder checks it open and slams it through, comes in, says, "Gentlemen, our work is not yet done. Tomorrow morning we must return to the Barrowmaze."
Uh-huh. Like tomorrow morning? Like tomorrow morning.
Yes, I've bought us a little bit of time, but get a good night's rest because we're going back in.
Brother Othar asks for you to, on your way to the Brazen Strumpet where you guys all live, if you could send Sella and Gamdar. We have preparations. Actually, he'll need to get some unguents and oils and stuff like that, and candles and incense. So he'll escort you guys. You go past the Church of Saint Yig, and or the Shrine of Saint Yig rather. And would you give me? Let's see here, Sir Yvain. Give me a religion check, please.
I'm pretty good at religion.
Nice.
That's not so good, but I'm sitting on a bunch of hero points.
Yeah.
Can I roll? Okay.
Reroll. It's a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay.
So the thing you, because keep in mind, like this is in the fiction, like they're not aware that you're like, oh, I'm in town, so I'm not going to be attacked.
Yep.
Right? Like this place, I think what you're seeing as you walk through, you can see the lights are on and there's noise coming out of the Foul Pheasant. People are still enjoying themselves and blah blah blah. There's lights on, and you can hear some people inside the Brazen Strumpet ahead of you. Everywhere else, there's maybe one light on in the reconstructed tower in the Shrine of Saint Yig, but everything else is so dark. Like this is like that kind of like there's the small town where there's no street lights and whatever, where it's just black. You realize that like there's not a difference between the trackless miles of unforgiving, uncivilized wilderness that you've been traveling through in this. What the hell is keeping the shadow at bay from this place? And you kind of look up, and there's the shrine. So you guys make your way into the Brazen Strumpet. And Wes, what do the guys see as they all come in?
Wes is just like sitting there with a giant mug, and he's like kind of like staring over the top of the mug at the back of the room, and he's just kind of like, every once in a while does this. Mechanically pours it into his gut because he's like pretty bloated and kind of tired and looks probably really freaked out, maybe a little stressed out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Little one, I want to slow down. We're going to have an early morning tomorrow.
Bartender, give it as much as he wants. It's on me.
Early morning? What are you? No, there might not even be a morning. What are you talking about?
The ranger whose name Sir Yvain feels really bad.
Hendon.
Hendon. Hendon, the vampirism that afflicted the boy is afflicting him as well. We have to find an unrisen corpse in the Barrowmaze that might be growing a specific flower so that we can use it to cure him.
Bone blossom?
A bone blossom, yes.
Good luck finding that in the Barrowmaze.
Well, it's a good thing we'll have you with us.
Everything rises in the Barrowmaze. They're not going to find bone blossom in the Barrowmaze.
Is there anybody on death row in town? Could, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, literally, out in the Barrowmaze, make our own bone blossom?
And like,
I'm just saying.
guard the corpse with some kind of magic to keep it from raising?
No, we bring a live guy out there. and do justice, and then wait for the blossom to grow.
Sir Yvain, how's this going over with?
Yeah, Sir Yvain is not gonna.
We got
Man, he did something terrible. This is a guy who, he's gonna be hanged. Like, he's ready to go. We're just then saving somebody else's life. He's kind of giving his life in the last heroic moment, like, to make up for all his crimes.
I think we're missing the point here. It has to not come back from the dead. If Bone Blossom doesn't just like sprout up in a couple of seconds, it's got like it's a plant.
Oh, I see.
Grow in like 5 minutes, and if it grew in 5 minutes, it wouldn't be Bone Blossom.
Interesting.
Even if we could do that, Bargle, we wouldn't. Wes, how do we find Bone Blossom?
I love it. Just you let me say anything. You just.
How do we find Bone Blossom? We drink more ale, and we don't go back into Barrowmore.
And if that's not an option,
well, I don't want to go see Sir Albus, and he looks like he wants to find us. So I'm thinking this is a really bad idea.
Well, Wes,
I would like to find Sir Albus too.
Well, but Wes, do you know about Bone Blossom?
You want to find Sir Albus? You could just go back. He's chasing us. Did you not see him?
I'd rather see him in the daylight, though.
So, let me think here, guys. Let's just back up. So, Wes, what we were talking about this before you, in one of the earlier sessions. Wes, what do you think you've told Sir Yvain about, like, when you saw Sir Yvain arrive in town, and he's from the same order that Sir Albus was from, and he mentions that he was here to sort of, like, investigate his disappearance, what would you have told him about your experiences with that?
Let's see. After Sir Albus died, so, strangely enough, it was night. I had a couple of drinks, and I was sitting in the tavern, and I went outside to relieve myself, and I just happened to be out by the stables, because that's where I was relieving myself. And while I was there, Sir Albus, like, came up out of the ground in, like, oily patch of necrotic grass. I think that was what they called it. Yeah, necrotic grass. And Sir Albus was like a ghost, and he was trying to grab me, and nobody believes me because after I got away, he disappeared. So, he's not like our friend anymore. I don't think he really wants to talk to you, and he probably doesn't want to go back to see our Cantrell or anything like that.
Do you remember the unusual thing that you noticed about him?
He didn't have his sword.
So I think it would be more fun to have this being told now than before.
Yeah.
Sir Yvain kind of grabs Wes on the shoulder and stands him up and says, "Let's take a walk outside and see if he's out there again."
Not so fast. You know how many of these I've had already? I only drink like a little one normally, but it's just like skirk size, and I've had 2, and I'm on my 3rd, and there's like only half the left.
Love me a good sight gag. Awesome. Okay, so
Bone Blossom. We gotta find Bone Blossom, but we can't get Bone Blossom in the Barrowmaze because everything turns into undead. So we can't do that. So we have to go to the forest. We have to find a corpse in the forest because the forest doesn't do the same things unless there's the evil druid. And if the evil druid's around, he's gonna have a giant wyvern thing, and we don't want to fight that. So we gotta find a spot in the forest where there's no evil druid, and yeah, we gotta bring
There's
word.
a lot of words you're saying are not exciting me. Just have to point out. Wait, is this Bone Blossom thing? Is this like natural? Is this what is this thing?
Well, it's a plant. It grows on corpses, but you can't grow on an undead corpse because
It's not like an effect of the land. It just happens no matter where you are.
no, it's just the way things work so far. So if we go into the Barrowmore, things are dead and they come out of the ground. And if we go to the Blackened Forest, not so much, except the one spot where we found the evil druid, and the evil druid was doing undead type shit.
Okay, so we can avoid that. You know where that is. We can avoid that section.
Yeah, he flies around in a wyvern. Tried to kill him.
Will the Bone Blossom actually grow on a corpse in the Blackened Forest? Yeah, that's what I expected.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
something unique.
Wes,
Yeah, Yeah,
Wes, I like that idea, but I don't think it will work. I think it has to be from the Barrowmore, because that's what Brother Otar told us.
you did?
He said from the Barrowmore.
And then it's got to be, I don't know. I should probably not even be thinking about this right now. Can I get another ale? Oh, can I get another ale, please?
Did he give us a description of what Bone Blossom looks like, or does Wes know? Wes, can you describe what it looks like?
What does it look like, Wes?
Well, it's a yellow flower. It grows on like a green stem, kind of like most flowers, and it's got leaves.
Okay. So we know what to look for. We know if we find it, we'll spot it. I mean, we have.
I only know 43 other yellow flowers, so we're okay.
I'll have to rely on your expertise. And so we have to find something that's been dead for some amount of time. Like, how long is it? Do you have any idea how long it takes to
Let's
grow?
see. Corpses rotting, bone blossom, probably 3 or 4 weeks, 10 days, 3, 4, 10 days. And,
Okay.
but it can't raise up, so it has to be away from the middle of the barrel. The deeper we go in the barrel, more the worse it gets. Or did you see the size of that giant skeleton that was chasing me?
I had a sense from like the.
It was like 20 feet tall and had wings, and it was like a giant animal with 4 legs, and it was faster than the wind. And can I get a nail?
Yeah.
Wes, I need you to focus just for a minute, and then we can.
Sorry.
Right, just for a minute. Whether or not it is likely, is it possible that there's a bone blossom out there in the Barrowmore that we could find?
Sure. It doesn't have to be a human corpse. All the time. In fact, that's probably your best way to find it, is to find it on an animal. Because animals die. They die. They kill each other and eat the corpse, but not all of it. It's just,
Yeah.
you're not going to want to dwarf them.
One that building on that, so let's talk about what the mechanics will be for this, guys. So what we're going to be doing is it's going to be another type of skill challenge, but what you're going to be doing is trying to accumulate a certain number of successes. What you can also do is to build on that, you can try and look for they're called waypoints in Ultimate Wilderness, but it's basically like a shortcut to more successes. And I think from what you've said there, Wes, if you're able to find like a den or something like that, like a place where there's going to be half-consumed things, something where like it will consume some of but not all of a body, then that's going to be, you'll likely be able to find a corpse that might have bone blossoms on there. So what that'll do?
Just go find the troll den that we cleaned out, because they probably had some corpses in there that didn't turn into undead.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah. So if you can relocate that that troll den in the depths of the Barrowmore, then that would basically give you is a really good chance that you would get there. Mechanically, what it'll mean is that you'll get a windfall of extra victory points towards what you need to do.
And Badonk and Wurbin have been there, so we got lots of people who've been there already. That shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, so then it's just a matter of safely getting out there while, you're not going to be pursued by anyone, but it'll be the same type of task getting out there to generate, in each stage you're going to want to generate a certain amount of victory points. And the way that'll work, guys, is with a crits, a success on the overall test will give you 1 success. A crit success will give you 2. Or maybe I'll give you 3 for a crit success. So 1 on 1, 3 on that, and then the windfall. If you're able to locate the troll's cave, that'll give you, let's say it'll give you 4. So I think
There might be trolls there, and that could be problematic.
Well, didn't you? I think you guys went back though, didn't you? When you went back,
there weren't.
Yeah,
We went back, and the trolls had been raised up. There was a bunch of dead ones that we killed, and that had been raised up, and they attacked us, and then we had to get away. And escape.
Right.
Well, the troll den might not be a good place to go if all the trolls got raised.
But there was other animals and stuff there that they had killed, and
No, it wasn't the trolls. Remember that you tracked the trolls all left, but there was troll spirits that you were attacked by. Remember? Yeah, it was spirits. It wasn't the actual trolls themselves.
But trolls eat all sorts of animals, and there'd be corpses, and
Yeah. So
and they probably wouldn't go back to a place where their buddy's spirits had risen. So that's probably a good safe bet.
yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So you know what? I could probably lead us there right now, but it's kind of dark, and I've had a couple ales.
Yeah, I think we could wait. But I just want to be totally serious. Wes, I believe you about Sir Alabaster.
What? I'm a bastard?
No, I believe you that you saw that ghost.
Yeah, I saw the ghost.
Yeah, ghost of the Alabaster guy.
Sir Albus.
Oh, Albert, that's what I meant to say.
Sir Albus. Yeah, Sir
Yeah,
Albus.
I
know
believe.
Alabaster. He was kind of pale, but he's...
Well, be that as it may, I trust you in every possible way. You risked your life for people who wouldn't risk it for yours.
To Sir Albus.
I might be speaking for myself, but
That's okay. Then what we'll do, guys, is you will have. You're not.
Dave killed himself.
Dave, are you all right?
Wes got sick.
That was good.
Too much, too soon.
Okay, so let's see here. So you guys are going to have a chance to rest. So first things first, Sir Yvain, you can either try and craft and repair your what do you call it? Your shield, because it did take some damage last time, right? Or you can take it to Karg Barrowgut and have him make the roll for you.
Karg's probably in the tavern right now.
Karg is in the tavern right now, for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably better to give it to him to have him do it.
Yep, okay. So then let me see here. The repair is under craft. I think it directs me to something else. What does anyone else have any exploration phase things they want to do? Like treat wounds or anything like that? Because you will have a chance to do that before you go to bed.
Can I do nature? Oh, I probably shouldn't be doing any medicine right now.
Yeah, you're like, I'll give you some. Sir Yvain, oh yeah, you're fatigued, so you're gonna have to sleep before you can take advantage of that. So here's what's gonna happen when you sleep, guys: is you're gonna recover your Constitution modifier times your level, minimum 1. So you're gonna get a minimum of 3 points back, and you've got a higher Constitution, you get more back.
Constitution modifier or score?
Modifier.
Yeah, I was
Not
just
very much.
No, I know. I was just looking at it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
I love that. I love it. It's because I was.
no, totally.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna make exploring the Barrowmaze so much more fun.
After we're not fatigued, we can bind wounds again, right?
Wes, I don't know if I entered. What did I put down? Lawful. Something or other? I don't know. Lawful
It says
cheerful.
lawful cheerful in my alignment.
Yeah, mine says chaotic selfish.
Yeah. I think
So.
yours, Sir Yvain, was lawful badass, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that was Sagarmore's.
Yeah. So each of you guys will gain whatever the appropriate amount is there, guys. You can go ahead and do that.
Wait, say that one more time, Kev. It's your con modifier times what?
It's your con modifier times your level. So for you guys, you're all 3rd level.
So I get 6.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm not dying anymore.
And let's do this. I'm going to allow 1 treat wounds check on you guys. That'll be, I know Brother Othar is taking care of that. I think Ballo might be able to help you, because Ballo is, he's an ex-adventurer, so he probably knows at least a little bit about this. Let's see here. So Bargle, you're okay. Yeah. Badonk. Yep. Each of you guys give me a D8, or sorry, 2D8 roll. That's how many hit points you get back from having your wounds bound.
Oh, cool.
Because we should have just done that instead of drinking right away.
Yeah. It's a tonic. It's medicine. It's my medicine. All right, so your focus points all refresh, guys. You gain all your spell slots back, so you can prepare your spells again. And your daily preparations, I think, only take an hour. So, what is the plan? Like, we're calling it a session shortly here, guys. What is the plan for getting into this? Getting back into the Barrowmaze? Are you like gonna go crack at dawn kind of thing here? You have money, like all you guys have money left over on the Hero Lab versions of your character sheets. You can spend that money on gear. I didn't bother making this, making those purchases for you, but you can feel free to buy what gear you need for you feel your character would have.
So, if we're waiting until the morning,
Yep.
right? Sir Yvain can spend 10 minutes to get a focus point back by praying.
Yeah.
And he can do lay on hands with a focus point. Can we just spend an hour and I just lay on hands a couple times for everybody to get everybody back up to full?
There's got to be some kind of loophole around that. So let me just see what it is.
Can't do it for an hour.
Yeah, it could be like
my nature's medicine.
yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, I imagine that.
It seems like there's surely got to be something, but what I'm thinking is otherwise it seems like I could just heal everybody back up.
Yeah, like I'm inclined to say no anyway, regardless of what it is. But let's look up and see what it says. So.
Oh, Urban, he's gonna get some spells in the morning.
Oh, and I wonder. Hold on, how many? Is there a restriction on recover focus? Like, are you only able to do that a certain number of times per day, or can you just do that as much as you want?
The only thing I see, okay, so lay on hands. It says I can do it 3 times a day, is what it says. So I can do it forever, but I could do 3 times.
Well, you've done it at least 2 so far. I think.
But for on the next morning, it would be the next day, right?
Oh, the next morning, yeah. So you could, if you want to unload. I mean, that means you'd be venturing into the Barrowmaze without your lay on hands ability, but you could definitely do that.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like you need it. Yeah, jeez.
Hit points later, right?
What's that?
Hit points now or hit points later, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So Badonk, Wes, and then Sir Yvain will do it on himself. Everybody gets 12 back.
Nice.
That's great.
Okay, that's good to know. That's the sort of balancing factor for it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No,
that's
that's
awesome.
Wes is feeling pretty good.
Okay, so then what we'll do, guys, is I'll send you an email with the what the actual challenge is going to be, so you can kind of plan accordingly. But between now and Wednesday, or whenever you make the next session, you can feel free to spend your gold as well too. We'll assume that you've done that during the winter, and yeah, I think that'll be where we call the session then, guys.
Well, here I have a final little scene for you,
Of
Kev.
course, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, it's in the morning, and everybody's getting together to head back out to look for this bone blossom, and you guys aren't sure where Badonk is. And after a few minutes of looking for him, he comes strolling up, and he's wearing pants, a jacket, boots, mittens, a hat, a scarf. He is fully decked out in warm gear.
Nice.
Awesome. All right,
great.
perfect. So he's ready to go and find the bone blossom, or find that troll cave again. Okay, cool. All right, so then that's where we'll call it a session, guys. Let's give XP, because that was one hell of a session. Oh my goodness, man, I did not know how that encounter, Wes. That was a very, very challenging encounter that you went up against.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So, for rewards,
Miraculous, Dave.
Sorry?
That was miraculous.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
awesome.
I don't know about miraculous. It was harrowing, I think is correct.
almost 30.
I'm literally sweating under, like, I'm sitting here, it's only like 20 degrees, so like I don't know what that is, like 71 degrees.
Okay.
In the house, it's like a nice room temperature, and I'm sitting here sweating. I take the chainmail off because I'm having problems breathing.
Wow. That was very effective then.
Yeah, I love it. You're like, I don't want to go to the writing conference because I'm feeling exhausted. Instead, I'm going to let Kev give me a fucking panic attack because...
And I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Yeah. All right, so guys, you are each walking away with... This includes rewards for the bat encounter, for the... I think, Wes, you're going to get this one. So the bat encounter, and then an achievement I'll give you 10 more. Hold on here. So it'll be 1. So Wes, Wes, you are walking away with 320 XP for today's session because you faced that. You bravely ran off and faced that fucking thing alone.
Yeah.
The rest of you guys, you are getting 160 XP.
Cool.
Oh, can I give some of my XP to my friends?
They've hit, to be honest, like, numbers-wise, they've made more sessions than you have, too.
Oh,
Yeah, so.
yeah. All right.
Now, I don't know how much we gave. Unfortunately, when they changed over the sheets, we lost the XP we had from the first 2 sessions, so I'll have to go back and listen to that and get...
I wrote down for every session I was here for, and I think I was here for all of them, so if you know which session it is...
Why, you got... sorry, say again?
I wrote down the XP for each session, so if you know which session it is that you were here for, but people that were here for partial sessions, here, I'll just put it in the chat.
Okay.
So what is that? 450. 3rd level and 450.
Jeff, I know you dropped out partway through one of them, but you will get XP for that session anyway. Just because you had mechanical issues doesn't mean you're going to get penalized.
I tried hard.
You tried hard, exactly. You get the E for effort or E for experience, or both. All
I know I was here for one where we fought where we actually rescued the boy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And I was actually here till the end. I was just typing in chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 330 is the rescue the boy one. That's the one. I think. Yeah, because first session was only Werbin and. Then I'll give Steve that XP for Werbin then too, because he did it record last session, so he's at 220. What's everyone at for XP right now?
I'm at 940.
Wow.
Oh man,
So close. I can taste it.
yeah.
I'm at 720.
Okay.
Getting there.
So, 560.
That's awesome. And these were
I'm
pretty.
at 850 now.
So to give you guys a scale, an idea, like a sense of how the difficulty was for these encounters, the bats was a serious or severe encounter. So that was that was the one that was worth 120. That's a fairly challenging encounter for you guys. That final thing you fought was the very, very top end of difficulty for an entire party of 4 players.
Wow.
You faced that thing alone. That's why it was so, it was so easy to hit you. And I rolled like a 4 on my attack roll, and I still hit you. And thank God I didn't crit on it, because like double damage on it would have done 44 points of damage, I think, to you.
I don't even have that. I don't even have that many on when I'm full.
No, it's crazy. Like it's and that's the thing. Like,
I don't know what Pathfinder 2 does about, because I know in 5th edition what they say is like you're supposed to have a couple of small fights before the big one so that you wear them down. But specifically that serious fight against the bats, we were all rocking, less than half hit points, and most of our spell slots used, and all of that sort of stuff too. So it was even worse.
You guys also you kept pecking at different ones too. It was just like, oh, get this one, get this one, get this one. So they were around and all dealing damage longer than.
That's true.
And you guys didn't. I mean, the kiting thing you were doing at the end there was really clever, because even like using the mechanics to be like, no, let's cut down the number of attacks it gets to use on us. That's exactly the kind of strategy you can use in this, thanks to the fact there's not ubiquitous attacks of opportunity.
Right. I think you have to be very strategic in the game. Just kind of looking, because I got the monster book.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it the bestiary. And looking at some of the stats on the creatures just to get an idea, and their scores are fucking huge. Like I feel like I'm a wizard, so obviously my AC is low. But even if I use mage armor and shield, 20 is my AC, and like they got like a plus 18 to hit for a level 4 creature or something. So I'm going to get hit every time.
By contrast, using like a -1 level creature, we had a really good scene where Sir Yvain just basically, held the line. It was holding the bridge at Yallerbrew, and all these, all these skeletons were coming running up to him, and it was a wave of like 12 in 3 different stages, and he was, plowing through them left and right. But then when a bunch of them got on him and started getting some hits in, it was dangerous. But it really had that minion feel, because he was more easily able to get a crit on these things.
Right.
And he also switched over to using blunt damage right away. So that gap works both ways. So the more powerful things seem really dangerous. Like I would not throw something that was that level of difficulty against you guys as without giving you at least some kind of situational advantage. I would not. It would be an unfair thing to spring it on you like that. But it fit for the way that this thing's played out tonight. And thank God.
Yeah. Well, and I also just felt it in a good way. It just made the game feel more dangerous.
Yeah.
And the combats can't go on too long, so it's never going to become a slog because they're going to kill somebody. One side's going to die.
Yeah.
And the fact that you get HP back at such a slow rate, not counting magical healing, it's like holy shit.
But even that magical healing, it's a like Arlen said, like it's a resource you're using up.
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's cool that you guys feel like you're going in tanked out for this next thing, right? At least some of your resources have been used up, so it's not that. And I mean, like, not to just keep criticizing 5th edition, but I mean, like 5th edition, a nap and a sandwich, and you're kind of right as rain again, right?
Totally. Well, that's why I use from the DM when I run 5e from the DMG. I use the optional rules to make it harder. So when you sleep, you get no hit points back, and you only get half your hit dice back.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
To make it harder, because it's too much. Like, oh, we're fine.
Yeah, I just do the Adventures in Middle Earth thing, which is you can only take a long rest when you're actually in a sanctuary, and you can only take a short rest on traveling. So if you're in the wilderness, you can't get your hit dice back.
Yeah.
Cool.
We should use the Ash one where you get your one hit dice roll plus your Constitution.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is actually worse. Like with the con modifier times your level. If
you have if you don't have a good con,
you do get.
Yeah, when I asked for clarification, that was because I was fairly certain you meant because that would be much more in keeping with how all these other games heal.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Yeah,
it's like not.
Totally. And so, just to be clear, none of these are complaints. They're all like, I think they're cool. They're all like it.
No, and it suits. Like I think it definitely, and the fatigue mechanic. I know I kept just harping on like this is so bad for you guys. I love it, but I mean like
it's great.
Yeah, like it really felt it really played up an ongoing consequence of being that exhausted. It's a really great. A lot of the conditions we've seen so far, like sickened and frightened, when you've got more than just one, it's got a meaningful, tangible kind of consequence to it. I really love it.
And yet they kept it simple, like it's easy to track and apply.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we're still discovering, or I'm at least still feel like I'm really discovering the game. But it is so far, like everything I discover, I like.
Yeah, me too. And same with us too. Like we're still, learning, getting our legs, as it were.
I can see why my book's taken forever to arrive because other people are.
All right. So for those listening at home and for those who joined us in chat today, thanks so much, guys. This was fun. We had more folks in chat than we normally do, so that was a lot of fun. And Greg, we missed you tonight. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. Alternatively, you can reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, or you can reach me by email, and my email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. In addition, if you want to be sure not to miss us back in the Barrowmaze or on any of our other campaigns, be sure to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you can be known when we're heading back to the Barrowmaze again, or we're heading off to a galaxy far, far away, or we're heading to the Final Frontier, or whatever we're playing. So, in addition, you may note that in the description of the video, too, there's a link to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. We don't monetize the channel in any way. We don't run a Patreon. We don't run ads. The only thing we ask is if you are inclined to toss some GP the channel's way, that you consider clicking through and learning more about the SOS or the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. It's a really terrific charity. It's active in over 130 countries and provides direct benefits and advocacy for over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. It's a really terrific organization. And you can learn all about it in the by following that link through below, and you can see some of the available rewards, which now that I've got things set up on OBS, I guess I need to set up a Discord server still, but once that's done, I'm going to be updating this month all the rewards in there, so we'll have some more interesting rewards for donors. But last but not least, I want to thank my brave adventurers who have ventured forth and returned successfully from the Barrow Moor. So, George, Jeff, Dave, and Arlen, thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. This was awesome.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dave. Yeah, fun.
Super fun.
Cool. All right, then. So, for those listening at home, thank you again for joining us. And until next time, happy gaming.